Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Switey. Welcome in. Hi, Neo. Thank you for being first. Welcome in, everybody. We are here yet again with another Pride interview.
Yep, that's me. I'm the interviewee.
There we go. Today we have Gate. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, my name is Gate Snipe. I'm a furry PNG tuber, and I'm a binturong.
Oh.
A lot of people don't know binturongs, which is actually really cool to explain. So, binturongs are mammals. They're colloquially known as bear cats, though they're not related to bears or cats. Although I am a bear. No. Uh, yeah, but one fact that I think that if people do know like what a bear cat is, like the general factoid that they know about them is that they smell like popcorn. And that tends to be like the one fact that everybody knows. Which is real fun.
Popcorn.
Yeah, it's really funny. So, oh yeah, you smell like popcorn, right? It's like, yeah, it's because of my piss. So binturongs have a chemical chain in their urine that shares the same makeup as the chemical chain in movie theater popcorn butter. So that's where the smell comes from.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for the piss corn. I love it.
I don't think you
love
should be thanking me
it.
for that.
Let's see. Let's get a little. What could you chalk for me again, real quick, Gate?
Talk. Speak.
Wonderful. Just checking volume levels. Everything is looking all Gucci. Let's do a refresh on the mix it up, just in casers. Let me see if I can hear my mix it up as well. I was gotta check. I'll double check. Yep, we're all good.
Yep, always got to make sure you keep those audio levels ready.
Heck yeah, always. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I forget and I'm like, oh, whoopsies. So we have been starting off strong with these Pride interviews with a little game called Two Truths, One Lie. Do you know how to play?
I do know the general concept, yes.
Wonderful. For those of us who do not know how to play Two Truths, One Lie, we will say 3 statements, and with those 3 statements, we'll have to guess which one is the lie.
All right. Well, did you want me to go ahead and pop off, or?
Oh, are you ready? Usually I have to go first because people are like, oh no, I'm under pressure. I don't know what to say.
No, I can make. I used to DM for like a long time. I'm very good at improv.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
I can like pop shit off like right off the top of my head, no issue.
Hell yeah, I love it. Look, chat, I don't gotta go first this time. You don't have to hear the same ones I've been recycling.
Yeah, so let's see. Teach you some one lie. All right. I met a binturong in real life. I have like 6 scars on my fingers, all from knife-related injuries. And I also managed to lose a pair of shoes in a salt flat while out on a school camping kind of like thing.
Oh, okay, very intriguing. Let's see. I'm gonna say. Oh shoot! I'm gonna say that the 6 cuts is the lie.
Oh no, I've actually never lost shoes in salt flats. I
Oh.
nearly lost shoes in salt flats once, but I do indeed have 6 scars from knife cuts all over my fingers. I like cooking, and
Oh.
sometimes you just accidentally get the occasional nick. So I definitely have some injuries on my fingers from whenever I've like been hit with the knife. Oh, I had this one really gnarly one on my left index finger, like right between that knuckle and the nail.
Hmm.
I have this scar kind of like going all around this edge, and from what happened there was I was cutting an onion, and I was like sliding it forward, but the knife then suddenly decided that it wanted to glide too quickly all the way through to the other side, and so it hit me like right there to the point where I actually had like minor nerve damage for a good
Oh.
2 weeks. I couldn't feel anything in that finger for like a good while.
Oh my goodness. I am gonna ask a question I'm a little ashamed of, but what is a salt flap?
Oh, so like a salt flat or a salt marsh. Like what a marsh is, kind of like a
Hmm.
swamp, but it's like less. It has like less tree foliage. So a salt marsh is basically kind of like a marshland, but it's more saltwater based. So you have more.
Oh.
It's like closer towards like ocean kind of stuff. Yeah, I live in California, so we get like a few of those in the coastal, like NorCal area where it's a
Hmm.
bit more forested.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Yeah,
live
no,
in
there.
Southern California. And I go to the beach a little often, but not very much.
Oh yeah, no, you wouldn't see these in the beach.
Oh.
But no, yeah, no, it's they're real neat to see out in person. Goodness gracious, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's it for me.
Ooh.
Saltmarsh isn't just a salty M&M fan. No, that's a salt stan.
Not the. Why are you guys balding me? You love to bald me in the middle of this.
You know, you
My
give them the
goodness.
bald option, you have to expect being balded.
I know they're gonna bald me, and I'm just like, oh. I'm just wondering when is it gonna happen. So for me, so my two truths, one lie. I'm gonna say, so for the first one, I have spent over $1,000 on Genshin Impact. Um, nobody judge me. Nobody judge me here. I see you. I see your eyes looking at me. Number two, I was a Genji main in Overwatch. And number three is that I went to the exclusive Club 33 at Disneyland.
Hmm.
Hi, Muffin, long seen no time.
I'm gonna have to say you were never a Genji main. I don't think you hate yourself enough that much.
Oh my goodness, how did you know?
I only know from stereotyping, and I had to think in my head like what I know about Genji mains from memes, and I'm like, no, you're not mean enough to be a Genji main. I've also seen you play like healers sometimes, and I know that Genji mains are notorious for being like shitters to their healers.
Oh, 100%. They're so bad. Hi, Nix. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Ray. Welcome in. Welcome in. Can I actually get an exclamation point lesbian in chat? Oh my goodness. So for the second question that I usually have, is do you have a memory that you are very fond of?
Oh, what am I fond of? You know what? I have to say, like, there was a convention in my town that I
Mm-hmm.
went to. This was like the first convention I went to after I first went to Fanime,
Mm-hmm.
and I met Liam O'Brien in person for the first time,
Oh.
and I even have like a video recording of it still. But I got him to say, "I love cookies" in Gaara's voice because he was the voice actor for Gaara in Naruto.
I love that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite clear memories. I also got him to sign my headband that I had.
Oh,
It
nice.
it got super faded though. Hey people, do not get people to sign like metal. Do not sign metal with a Sharpie. It does not work.
Haha, Slidey, I don't have one for myself. Oh my goodness, that's lovely. I love that, especially one with Gaara. Oh my god, I always one of the best moments in like anime history is like Gaara's high-pitched squeal when he actually gets hurt and he's like, my blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Exactly.
Nobody.
I hate that. Love
It
you,
works. It
Nick.
does work. I'm sorry, but Gaara was in Dodgeball. He said that exact line. I don't know what to tell you.
Ooh, woo, 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 woo.
Yeah,
For my
fuck
second
myself.
question,
Yeah, go ahead.
usually oh my goodness, I was looking at the question and I died. I was like, wait, what was that? Thank you for the whales. Who was your first celebrity crush?
Are we counting real life or fictional?
Both.
Oh boy, okay. For fictional? This is gonna sound weird, and I'm sorry for anyone who is not old enough to know this reference. Chanticleer from Rockadoodle. For those of you who don't know, Rockadoodle is a animated movie that was like a mix of it was a mix of like IRL and animation.
Mhm.
It was one of those really cool ones. And then it was like the IRL segment, and then it went to animation, like a Page Master, which probably also would not doubt anybody for not knowing that one either, if they're not old enough. But yeah, no, he's just this big rooster, kind of like Elvis hairstyle. Got the big.
Oh yeah, he has a big chest
feather
and
fluff chest.
everything.
Oh, lovely man. I love his entire character arc as well. Just kind of like, realizing the strength within himself all over again after realizing that it wasn't his crow that was calling the sun every morning. But, oh, and for real life, goodness gracious. I don't think I actually felt infatuated with a lot of real life celebrities.
Ooh.
If I had to pick one, I might have to go with... No, I can't... Oh, wait, no. Oh, the one lady from Touched by an Angel. What's her name? So I was raised by I was raised like familially by my grandma and by my grandma and my great grandmother because my mom was a single mother, so she was working multiple jobs. So I would usually have to stay with them. So a lot of my TV growing up, when I wasn't watching cartoons, I was also watching a lot of like old time television. So things like Matlock, Walker, Texas Ranger, Touched by an Angel, because that's what my great grandmother would watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. What is her name? Della Reese. Della Reese. She is a beautiful woman.
Ooh, okay.
Where is this man from again? So Chanticleer is from a movie called Rockadoodle. It wasn't like one of those big major motion picture movies. It was very much like, I think it was like almost like direct to VHS basically,
Oh
with like
wow.
how low the production was. But I watched a lot of VHS movies like growing up. But yeah, no, for crushes, yeah, I think that's pretty much my list.
Nice, nice. My go-to has been Rey Mysterio from WWE. If you've ever watched wrestling.
I used to partake in wrestling with my sibling's father, but
Oh,
that never went anywhere as far as like with my mother, so kind of like fell out of that. The
that's a
only
move.
wrestling I've the only wrestling I've done was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done like Greco-Roman wrestling, but I
Mm-hmm.
do still enjoy the theatrics and performance of, performative wrestling.
Oh yeah, I love it's like straight people drag. Also, welcome
Oh
in,
my god,
Totally
it is.
Bratty. Welcome in, Totally Bratty. I'm the bear who cares too. It's nice to meet you. How you doing? I love saying that because if someone's never heard it before, they're like, wait, why does that make sense?
Why does it make sense?
For our
No,
next, mhm.
it really is. It very much is just like drag performance, but it's like the it's still cis enough for people to not worry about like implications too much, but it's very much just the over the top performance with personas performing
Exactly.
physical acts for entertainment.
Grown people put on a shit ton of makeup, intricate outfits, and display amazing acts. What? It's like drag.
God, oh, I mean, if we want to talk about like really flashy wrestling, lucha, and
Oh
like in
yes.
that vein as well, like luchadors, they are fucking celebrities, and they got some like really wild like storylines and everything with them.
Mood. I'm good. It's 1:30 a.m. But meh, should be asleep. That's a mood valid. Oh no. For our next question, do you have a favorite LGBT themed movie and or TV show?
Hmm. I'm gonna reveal my ass real quick. I actually
Oh.
don't watch a lot of media.
Oh.
Not nowadays. Not nowadays, unfortunately, because like uh I don't know, it's like I feel more like watching YouTube videos where I found like
Mhm.
a lot of good video creators and like essayists and all that,
Oh
where I like
yeah.
prefer that type of media overall. But of the ones that I have watched, one
Mhm.
that is like always in my mind, just because of Robin Williams, uh, oh my god, The Birdcage.
Oh, okay. I've heard a lot of people talk about that one. And I myself never got to watch that. I want to. Also, hi Hef, how's it going? Slighty, you should be going to bed. What the fuck? It's 6:30.
Goodness gracious.
A lot of my friends do not have a wonderful sleeping schedule.
To
But
be fair, I don't either.
for me, it's typically Steven Universe, She-Ra, Kipo and the Wonder Beasts. But those
Uh,
are just a lot of a lot of
they're more
ooh.
like queer coded than like direct.
Well, She-Ra and Steven Universe, you know, actively have them, especially Kipo. They have a lot of queer characters in
Yeah.
them necessarily. But I love that, and I love queer coded as well. But unfortunately, as a lot of us know, there's a lot of queer coded media that becomes queer baited.
Hmm.
Analog horror, you know. Would you call analog horror LGBT?
Depends. So I do know that if it's created specifically within the themes of like in the perception of, so it can be like very queer, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can definitely have like a queer horror. Horror in general is actually like very heavily queer coded.
Oh yeah, very. I love oh my god, my fuck. I love movies like Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which is so queer coded, so incredibly queer coded, with one of the first and only male male survivor girls.
Oh boy.
With the crop tops, and I mean the 90s had different sense of style in general, but male crop tops, 10 out of 10.
God.
They
Bring
were
that
thinking
back.
about something there.
Bring back guys in crop tops. Like, come on, put the shame away, fellas.
Exactly. Where did that Reaper go? What the fuck? Okay, I'll be yeah, go to sleep, Slidey. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you could attend any event in the world, no matter the time, space, place, etc., where would you go and why?
Any event, anywhere, no matter time, space, or anything. I would go. Man, I don't know. I'd probably just like. Probably go to like a fur convention. I don't. Sadly, I've only ever been to 2 cons. One of them was a small con, the local one that I mentioned, where I met Liam O'Brien. The other one was Fanime, and those are like literally the only 2. And I only went to them. Oh my god. When was I a sophomore in high school? I graduated in 2011. 2008? Oh my god, I haven't attended a convention since 2008, 2009.
Oh my god, we gotta get you to one. We gotta get you going.
I need money.
That's a mood.
But yeah, no, like I've definitely seen like fur conventions that I've like wanted to attend because you know you see everybody like in attendance there. They're all like really having fun. I would like to actually be one in person. I'm not sure if like one of the big ones, but I definitely would like to try to like get to maybe one.
I love that.
The one on my recent mind is Ferality, but I think Ferality is a VRC one.
Oh? Oh, I heard about there was a oh GG's Grimmy. I hope you have good luck on your next games. I heard that there was one convention, one furry convention where people they were oh jeez and crackers. They just killed my mercy. Where I guess right after it was hosted on like VR chat, they let go a shit ton of like people on, according to VR chat, a lot of people who were in the community, like the devs and whatnot.
Just like let go?
Yeah.
God. Why can't people just like, why can't we just keep employees, huh? How hard is
Honestly, I've heard about some furry cons that were hosted exclusively over VR. Yeah, there was one of those. I'm not entirely sure which one it was, but and it was on Twitter, so obviously take that with a grain of salt. But that seems really like a very, very interesting topic.
exploring the depths about the weird exploitation of employees during fur cons.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for giving us all of your labor and your skills. You're done. That's it. Bye.
The next one that I have is, what was your first LGBT literature, media, or, you know, anything that you first remember seeing? Seeing, listening to, reading, etc.
I guess purposefully. Because like I mentioned the Birdcage. Like I saw that when I was younger. I watched that as a film. One that I actively sought out. There's a podcast called Love and Luck.
Oh.
They haven't updated in a while, and I think that's just because like they've had to set aside time to deal with like their own personal things in life. Don't blame anyone for that, especially with things like podcasts where it takes like a lot of time and such. Especially for like a drama series podcast where like they have to like maintain a script, different voice actors and such. But Love and Luck is an Australian podcast, and it's about these two gay men. And they find out that they both have kind of like this supernatural ability that kind of bends luck, or kind of like a chance, and they can like alter it. And it's a lot stronger like with the two of them like together and such. Hence the name Love and Luck. So it's like all about the two of them opening this cafe together to help, you know, like the local queer community within their town and all that. Find kind of like a safe space where everyone can just like sit by, relax, like get away from things and just like enjoy some like coffee, tea, whatever. It's a really nice series, and I like how they format it too, where it's played out like phone calls back and forth with each other.
Oh, that's
So
really interesting.
So the two boyfriends, they're both leaving messages for one another, because in the beginning, the way that it's described is like one's like a night owl, always out partying. The other one's more like daytime, has an office job. So they leave voice messages for each other to wake up to, and that's like the entire dialogue and everything for it. It's really cute. I recommend it. Even if it's not like currently updating, you can still like listen to what's currently available.
Sorry, my mother came in.
No problem.
But I was gonna say, that sounds very, very interesting. I'd love to see that, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's a good series. I definitely recommend it for folks who are like looking for queer media like that.
Reminds me of that one movie where two people communicate through time. Never actually watched the movie though. I just know the premise. That's a mood. I think I know what you're talking about, Sammy. It's like they're like I know it's a concept that's been kind of like passed down through time, where it's you have multiple people who are in different time zones or whatever, and they're like writing on something, and then it correlates to the next. Kind of trippy, a little funny.
I know that there's a book called oh my gosh, was it Letters from the Time War or something? And it's essentially about, it's not queer necessarily, but it's about these two people who are in love, and they're writing to each other from like across time. And it's like it's a series of like love letters and poems back and forth to each other. That's like really sweet and heartfelt.
Oh, that sounds so. I always love like our like love across the stars, like that type of genre, where it's like a love story, but you know the main two people who are in love can never really like see each other, or aren't able to really meet. I feel like it gives a sort of romanticism to being able to talk to someone without actually being there, and the whole idea of falling in love, really.
Romanticizing the concept of a long distance relationship without suffering through a long distance relationship.
Exactly. Hi, Kisa. Welcome in. Ooh. For our next question, was there a moment? Oh, I completely forgot. But, is there ever? So, first question is, what are your pronouns, and how do you identify? A little late, but.
Oh boy! Wow, I'm so glad we're getting to this question. This seems like a very important one, but you know, I trust you, the interviewer, for putting it this far down.
Yeah, we were just, making sure first. We're just double checking.
Double check, double check. I go by any pronouns. I'm gender fluid, so I don't necessarily care. I go by like he, they, she. You can also use like it or like any other pronouns with me. Feel free to mix match and all that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for the lurk. Yes, I really appreciate it. Oh, and thank you for the pronouns tech. I also appreciate that. I hate accidentally, even if it's like not, I never mean to get someone's pronouns wrong, but even when I do it on accident, I always feel, I'm like, stupid. You should have asked. Why didn't you ask? Why didn't you do anything?
Why didn't you confirm why? Sorry, was there a follow-up with that one, or is my brain...
Yes. So the follow-up is, have you ever felt proud of your identity?
I mean, it's kind of difficult to tell, but I definitely think that when I came out with it last year, because it was like a recent kind of like thought for me to delve into it. But I have been more kind of, on the thought process of maintaining myself for who I am, because I have like a history of people generally kind of like ridiculing or just like not necessarily respecting my like decisions whenever it came to like coming out of the closet and all that. Because like the first time I came out, I had attempted to come out as bisexual to my mother. And this was in high school. And she had told me, like straight to my face, there is no such thing as bisexual. You're just horny because of your hormones. You can only be gay or straight. So needless to say, like I had like a huge stint of closeting myself and not really feeling comfortable coming out to anyone after that. But I'm in a better position now to where it's like not too much of an issue. But yeah, no, I do think that, yeah, I would say that I am like proud of my identity, that I'm comfortable in like calling myself what I am.
I like that. I like that. I'm glad that, you're able to really have that sort of acceptance in yourself now, even though there was a negative experience in the past. Do you think that you've grown from that negative experience?
Yeah, I've definitely kind of just thought more like I don't really give a fuck anymore about like what other people think is like what is and isn't like an actual thing. Because it didn't just happen once, it happened twice.
Oh. Same person or different?
No, different situation. So I had like I was talking with my ex, and I thought that we were on a level to where we could just like talk to each other, be friends, because that's what she had like insinuated that she wanted to try to remain as. So I attempted to talk to her about me like thinking and like identifying as being asexual.
Hmm.
No, sorry, aromantic.
Oh, okay.
My brain's mixing things all around. So, but then like I came out to her, mind you, I came out to her as being pansexual when we were together,
Hmm.
and I told her that it was like a step for me because I was nervous after like telling her like how my mom reacted, and she was like fine with me being pansexual. But then like I talk about being aromantic with her, and then she's like, "No, I don't think you are. I think you need to see a therapist just because your mom didn't give you the proper care or love." And I'm like, "Are you really gonna
Jesus.
psychoanalyze me?" Yeah, as you can see, this is kind of like why it's a once bitten, twice shy situation.
Oh my lord.
But no, I'm over it. Like,
Hmm.
I'm in a better place. I'm with people who, like, you know, a lot of queer folks who also can like identify with me and also have been in situations of like having issues with their identity and all that,
Hmm.
especially in comparison to folks who uh, have like labeled them as like, no, you can't be this, or maybe you just need to keep thinking about it, like all those situations.
Yeah, that actually segues us perfectly into my next question, which is, do you have anyone in your life that has been supportive?
Yeah, no, like a lot of my recent friends, honestly, once I started like opening up more online and like starting with like streaming and all that, I found that once you start like going around more with queer people around you, you
Hmm.
start to see more kind of like the openness within community and all that. So I definitely have a few friends within like my spheres and circles who definitely helped me maintain and feel comfortable within my identity.
I love that. I love that. I'm glad that, you know, especially in a community like this, we're able to kind of like find a little bit more community as well. I know you whore, not you. Sorry.
I mean, you can call me a whore if you want, but a little warning beforehand, please, before the derogatory.
My, the
Didn't realize
Cassidy
it
on
was
the
that kind
enemy
of
stunned me,
stream.
and I was just like, oh, oh my goodness.
I knew it was that kind of stream. I would have advertised to different people.
Do you think you had maybe a defining moment in your coming out to yourself? Maybe a moment when you figured like, yeah, like this is who I am. And this is what I identify as. Like, period. That's what I am.
Uh, Roleplay forum when I was in my 20s. That's where I kind of
Oh.
like learned about pansexuality and where I like started to be a bit more comfortable,
Hmm.
kind of like thinking of that identity. And it was definitely just kind of like seeing other people could like come out with it. It kind of like reaffirms it in your mind. There are other people. These are real people. And this isn't just kind of like them saying something. This is them like actually identifying and being as.
Hmm.
So you just kind of like think, well, shit. Why shouldn't I just be able to do that, huh?
I like that. I know this question has gotten a lot of different answers, and it's very, very intriguing to me because you know, I have some who are like, no, I didn't. Because it was a more of a longer journey than anything. It was a lot more there you go, Widowmaker. It was a lot more of different sort of instances where it wasn't just one moment.
Yeah, it's usually kind of like a long chain of buildup. Like,
Hmm.
at least for my pansexuality, it was kind of like, you know, after being rejected for my idea in high school, then it's just kind of like seeing that and then coming to terms and just be like, you know what? Yeah, I think that kind of like explains me a bit better. And then I know for definitely for like me identifying as aromantic and then like as genderqueer later on, those definitely were just kind of like me taking the time, just kind of like learning things, realizing things about myself, asking myself questions, calling myself different things to myself, and just being like, yeah, you know what, I'm comfortable with that. It definitely helps for you to just like, the first person that you should usually come out to is gonna sound really corny.
But yourself?
Yeah, come out to yourself first. Start calling yourself different pronouns or different names. See how you feel about it whenever you say it. And then you can start slowly kind of like introducing that as like, hey, more socially, can you like refer to me as like X and such? And then like once you start hearing that, if that's something that you start liking to hear, that's definitely something that you should like, you know, embrace and explore and like keep going with.
Oh, look at that. All right. Hi, Volpe. Welcome in.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello, hello, hello. If you do not know me, my name is the Funky Chunky Chewunky. I'm usually playing FPS games like Overwatch 2, Apex Legends, Valorant, Fortnite, etc. I'm also partial to other games like Genshin Impact, Cookie Run Kingdom, Cult of the Lamb, Dungeons and Dragons, etc. I'm also a pixel artist. I do pixel arts, emotes, overlays, etc. I'm also a activist. Oh my god, words. Activist in the LGBT community. Welcome on in. Hi.
Words are fake anyway, don't worry about it.
Honestly. And I'm here with my special guest, Gate Snipe. Gate, would you like to introduce yourself to our Raiders?
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Gate Snipe. I'm a furry PNG tuber. I'm a binturong. If you want to know what a binturong is, just know I smell like popcorn. Don't ask where the popcorn comes from.
Piss.
It's the piss.
It's the piss.
I mean, judging by your Discord status, you don't seem to have too much of an issue with that, Chewunky.
Hello, hello, Zarya Backapack. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Cub Arcade. I'm the bear who cares Chew. It's nice to meet you. Goodbye, friends. Oh, I just got shit on. Thank you, Annie. Also, hi. Welcome in, Sarv. Oh my goodness. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful time. For my Raiders and Raidies, if you need to do any sort of after stream care, please feel free to do so. I promise your community is in very good hands. I love bear cats. They're so funny. Ooh, somebody knows.
I don't get it. Can you explain that joke for me?
So I say bear because you know I'm a bear, and then it's with very and a bear. I'm just like, oh. Get over here, hog.
I don't get it. Anyway, let's continue.
So for our next question, is what advice would you give to someone who is struggling with their identity?
I mean, it kind of like depends on the situation. Like I said, you definitely need to start kind of like saying it to yourself. Like, use pronoun, like talk to yourself. Folks, it's fine to talk to yourself. I know there's like a stigmatization about it.
A stigmatization?
Let's not introduce that. That's a whole different can of worms, But no, there's like a stigmata surrounding around like
stigmata?
Oh my god. You definitely should take the time to just, you know, find what's comfortable with you. What sounds good to you, is what I should say.
I'm sorry, like, I'm not a stickler for. I love the reiterations. I use a lot of them. Oh, instead of anyways, I'll say Pennywise. All the time. Pennywise, thank you so much. Sorry for the follow. Welcome to the Cub Arcade. I'm the bear who cares Chew. It's nice to meet. A bald already. Come here, twink. For
catch the twink.
Yes, capture the twink. It's a Genji. It's on payload. My goodness.
So look, they're already on delivery. Look, everyone, Uber Twink.
Over twin. Oh, I shit. Ugh. I should warn you, coffee is a boy, and they do it out of. It's all good. Also, thank you. Which character from a TV and/or movie show do you relate to the most, and why?
Jeez Louise.
No one can hide from my sight.
You know, I know you're the bear here, but I gotta say Baloo from,
Oh.
you know, from Jungle Book, the animated version. I really do feel more kind of like the casual kind of feeling. Like I'm a lot less, I wouldn't say like I'm not like educated. Like I do still have like, you know, logical thoughts, and I am like capable of thinking and processing things like very thoroughly within like conversations. But I'm a lot more just kind of like chilled, relaxed. I prefer to kind of like say la vie my way through things. And I do think that I do personally think that people tend to be like a bit happier involving in situations where they can just like take the time to step back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can unplug a little bit, you can step away. Am I online all the time? Sure, I'm mostly on my computer all the time. Am I always like arguing with people on Twitter or things like that? No, I sometimes completely miss like, you know, huge drama spheres. Everyone's like, "Kate, have you heard like the new VTuber stuff, drama stuff?" And I'm like, "Honey, I barely even knew the first VTuber drama stuff. What are we talking about?"
Oh my goodness, not the spam of commands.
Listen, they gotta spend the points.
Well, we gotta spend all the points.
You gotta spend the points.
Oh, they look interesting. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Put a shiny button out in front of people, they gotta push it.
True. For our next question, do you have any favorite LGBT artists at the moment?
Oh, God.
Singer, songwriters, etc.
A lesser known artist known as Chappelle wrote. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yes. I've been
But,
listening to Chapel.
Oh gosh, Femtonel. I recently found Femtonel.
Oh,
And I
love
gotta
that.
say, it might never like appear to somebody that I'm into like breaker webcore with like how like chill and relaxed I can be. But I am like extremely into things that make my ears bleed and my brain feels like you're taking steel wool and you're like scrubbing it and you're just getting rid of all the wrinkles there. You're saying goodbye to all the wrinkles by steel wool scrubbing them out. It's a weird description, but that's whenever I listen to music like that, that's what I'm looking for. I want things to make my head and my ears feel weird and uncomfortable to a degree. Which was why I was also really leaned heavily towards Patricia Taxon when I first found it. Because I found Patricia, I found it through its videos on YouTube, but then I started like listening to her music as well on Bandcamp, and really good albums. I really do enjoy them. Very heavy queer and trans themes if you're interested in that.
I love that. And I've been really big into Chaperone and everything like that as well. Especially with Pink Pony Girl. Pink Pony Girl's just been on repeat in my head for the past, I don't even know.
Just always exists in your head.
Exactly.
Not even gonna charge them rent at this point.
I couldn't. I invited them there.
I invited them in. Why I can't charge them rent. That'd just be rude.
Do you have a coming out story that you've heard or that you've seen that has been inspiring to you? And then a follow-up question.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question real quick so my brain can process that real fast?
Do you have a following coming out story that you have heard and or seen or anything like that that you found inspiring? And then there's a follow-up question.
I'm sorry, the word. I'm sorry. I don't mean to poke, but that was just kind of like funny how that's worded. It's just like the main question and then a follow-up question
There's a follow-up.
afterwards.
Well, there's a follow-up
Ooh.
question depending on how you answer. And people usually get shocked when I ask them a follow-up. I'm like, well, there's gonna be one now, so think about it.
You better start thinking. You better think now. You know, I actually don't necessarily like have anybody in mind because the thing is like I think that coming out is definitely like a personal thing. Like you can definitely be inspired by somebody, like somebody's like words and actions and being like, this is who I am, this is what I am now. I don't really know. Yeah, there's no one I honestly think in mind because I do think that really it's just kind of like I need to focus on like my own personal because I think it's a lot better for me to know this is me coming out. And I'm not saying like, you know, people who do use inspirations are like copying or taking it from somebody, but it's more like I want to feel that this is mine. So I want this to definitely be something that I feel like really close to. This is like what is close to my heart. It's what is available to me.
So the follow-up question to that is, do you think coming out stories are inspiring?
They can be for sure. Like you can definitely like give people courage. I mean, cause like think about it, we have people in like big Hollywood names now. Elliot Page, when he came out, when he transitioned, that was probably like a big motivator for a good amount of people. Seeing somebody like him, where like you're in an environment where a lot of people already know you. You've already made like all of these pieces of media. You've acted in all these films. But then you're just gonna be like, you know what? No, I'm sorry. I'm Elliot now. That's who I am. And like we've seen sort of like the fallout with that. We've seen like people show their real colors, being assholes, saying things like, oh, well, I'm still gonna call you dead name and all that. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Hey, bitch, step the fuck back and like reconsider what you're saying. Because the way I see it is like, when I was out of high school, like just before like I was like 20 or 21, I had changed my last name legally because my last name legally was my father's.
Oh, okay.
However, my father was an absent father, and my mom raised me by herself, single, for like a good while. I didn't want like any association with his name at all, so I changed it. So, you know, like cis people can get their names changed for like personal reasons because at that time I was still cis. So I didn't, you know, I don't have like the same kind of like name change kind of like issue that like a lot of trans people had like whenever they had changed their names. But like, it's like, imagine going up to somebody who they changed their name, they're cisgender, and you're just like, they dead name you and then you dead name them, and then they're like, no, you don't have to call me that. I changed my name. It's like, you don't have to use these wrong pronouns for me. I changed my gender. But yeah, I do think it helps to have like to see somebody to have
Mm-hmm.
like a story that you can like aspire to. But I don't think it's wholly necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you do, great on you. That means that that is like a helpful motivator for you to push for your own like well-being and personal change. Glad for you. But yeah, no, just for me, like I just think I feel bad thinking about it because it's like it almost sounds like I'm thinking of pull yourself up by your bootstraps and like work off of that. Well, no, like what I mean is just like you need to love yourself. You
Mm-hmm.
need to inspire yourself. You need to put that change in yourself. Be your change. Because once you start caring about yourself and caring about your identity and loving what is going to change, then that's like all the more reason for you to like definitely go for it. Definitely, take the chance. And what's the worst that's going to happen? The worst that's going to happen is you're just going to maybe one day say, maybe this isn't me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't feel like this anymore. And that's fine because you can change again because that's the beauty of humanity is that we're capable of changing all the time. We have that ability.
I like that. That's really sweet too. I feel like.
Fucking moral philosophy, bitches. Get on my shit.
Oh, there it is. Oh my god. Our follow-up or not a follow-up question because there is no follow-up question to the follow-up question is what do you think about LGBT media?
I think as long as they actually take like the point, like let's say it's an LGBT themed kind of like episode or something,
Mm-hmm.
and but it's like created by the generic Hollywood board of white cis men writing a script. I think that as long as they take the pains to actively have like queer consultants on to like discuss about the writing of the character, the episode, and all that, just to make sure that they aren't doing something fucked up. I think that's fine. I think we should definitely like help like promote that. I do think that it's good to have queer media created by queer people,
Mm-hmm.
and that we definitely should be uplifting and promoting people who make content that are also within the LGBTQ plus community.
This ends now.
But like the way that we also need to push for allowing ourselves onto writing teams to
Mhm.
be able to allow ourselves to make the characters actual like gay people, trans people, bisexual, asexual, all that. We definitely need a lot of people who can be put into those positions and not just kind of like lambasted as this is your congratulations, here's your gay episode, and it's like the most stereotypical shit like ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think I definitely feel that we are like in a good push, at least for like indie stuff as well. We gotta
I
get like
agree, I
really
agree.
raw with it.
I feel like in the past if people would have seen, they were like, oh my god, look at all this queer activity, what is going on here? But now we're just like, oh yeah, wow, like another queer thing, hell yeah. I do feel like, but just like you said, we need to make more strides in it so that it's not just like the, oh my god, we just got another 15 seconds of two men kissing in a movie that's budget was over like 2 million.
Did you hear? Disney's making another first-time lesbian in their films.
A first-time gay person in a Disney film, never been done before. Like, and especially with a lot of the boycotts people are trying to do with them, it's like, I do not support the LGBTQ. I need to get rid of these 10 seconds in this movie that does not bother anybody at all, except for my niche group.
All of our marketing has turned out that they do not want to be selling our products because we had a woman look at another woman. Therefore, we are now pulling all of this off, and we're no longer going to be selling this franchise
Mhm.
ever.
Exactly, exactly. And it's like, dog, come on.
Come on,
Come
dog.
on.
It's ridiculous. Like seeing, it kind of like pisses me off. But I am glad that we are starting to get more things. Like I haven't watched it, but recently I know that like a lot of my queer friends are really enjoying. I saw the TV Glow.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
It's apparently it's like a really good movie. It's very queer. It's very like trans narrative.
Oh.
So I would definitely say like if you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. Although I haven't seen it, I do think that it is a good film just from like what I'm hearing from everybody.
Our next question goes a little bit more into run away, run away. Sorry. Goes a little bit more into queer culture. Dealing with, have you ever been to a pride festival?
I have not actually. I'm pretty introverted,
Mm-hmm.
so I generally don't go outside a lot. And I don't know if that's kind of like an agoraphobic thing that I may have developed or something. Like I know the pandemic definitely didn't help anybody when it comes to like regularly going outside when they weren't like normally going outside to begin with. But no, like I would want to. It's just like right now I just kind of like don't have extenuating circumstances that really comfortably allow me to, be able to like act, do things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I would like to be in a position to where I can like comfortably go and attend.
The next question for this is, if you did go to a pride festival, what would be your dream outfit? Is there anything where you'd be like, oh yeah, I would love to go to a pride and wear like this specific thing?
God, I don't know, because here's the thing, I make the joke, I'm a really bad gay when it comes to clothing, considering that, like, as you can see on my, like, PNG, I wear t-shirts and shorts, and that's literally it. Like, my entire closet is, if I don't have just, like, the one pair of jeans,
Mm-hmm.
it's just t-shirts and cargo shorts and sandals. And that, um, I don't know, I think I would really want to be comfortable enough to do kind of like, we were just talking about it, which is real funny, but I would want to do like one of those crop tops, but I
Mm-hmm.
would like kind of like a mesh undershirt.
Ooh, okay. I have one of those actually.
God, the closest thing that I have to anything that helps me feel like a lot more like queerly aligned is I recently was gifted thigh highs,
Ooh.
and they're just these pink and blue striped thigh highs that are they're really nice, and they're fit for my thighs because I'm a large guy,
Mm-hmm.
so my thighs are like fucking tree trunks.
Samesies, samesies.
So any socks like I wear that go up to my thighs like have to fit. Yeah, no, crop top, mesh shirt, and I think I would also probably, I think I'd just stick with like cargo shorts. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be like a party up top, dad on bottom.
I was gonna say you're what I like to call a dad gay. They dress like a 45-year-old dad.
I'm only 30. Oh no. That 15-year-old age is just gonna keep going up. I dress I'm 30. I dress like I'm 45. Soon I'll be 45 and I'll dress like I'm 60.
Hey, no harm, no foul.
What the fuck does this trash bear want? Motherfucker wants fiddlehead risotto. What the hell? Bougie ass
Risotto.
bear. I do love a good risotto.
Mm.
Have you ever had braised short rib and risotto?
I have not.
Oh, the short rib just kind of like falls apart and it's like so meltingly tender. And then like
Ooh.
put that up on like a good rich creamy risotto. It's just fucking divine.
That sounds really good, actually. It's making me
It
hungry. My mom went to go get stuff for dinner, and she was like, "What do you want?" Because I have gout, so I can't have a lot of red meats, or else it's gonna cause a flare up. So typically with my family, they love, we're Chicanos, we're Latinos, we eat a shit ton of ground beef and red meats are meant to be in our diets, and I'm just
Yeah.
like chicken. Thank you very much.
I have a chicken.
I would like one of the chicken quesadillas, three pork tacos and a taquita.
I will say, I was about to ask like if pork was like too rich of an option, but pork like you can do like
It
a
sounds
lot
like
with
the second
pork.
one. I mean, yeah, you can definitely do a decent amount with it. I'm just like, sometimes I stay away because it does have more what the fuck is the name of it? I want to say cystic, but it's not cystic. It's like it's the like glyce something. But there's a certain chemical in red meats and in pork and in a lot of I'm dead. And a lot of alcohol especially will make it go up bad. I found out I was gout. I was gout.
But who was gout?
Who is gout? Who is
Tis
she?
I,
Tis I.
Chuwu.
Gout boy. I'm
I,
Nancy.
the gout boy. I'm living in your joints and I'm making them inflamed and swell up.
No, literally, it hurts. I felt like I broke my I felt like I broke my my foot when I had gotten gout. I couldn't move it at all.
Yeah,
I was so bad.
The only experience I have with gout is that one episode of King of the Hill when Bobby got it from eating the chicken liver sandwich pate thing, like all the time.
Yeah, basically. Well, I got mine right after Thanksgiving.
Oh, that would do it, huh?
Oh, you
Hey,
don't know
wow.
how much I was scarfing down stuffing, having beef and tri-tip and everything.
Oh, rough.
It was so bad.
You know, there's a reason why gout is called the king's disease.
Yep. Oh my goodness. For our next question, do you feel like your identity has influenced your choice in becoming a VTuber V-streamer?
No, actually. So, I've been streaming for coming up 3 years now.
Oh,
But
okay.
I didn't come out as genderqueer until like last year during Pride. Before that, I was out as pansexual, but that it wasn't necessarily like something that like helped me, go towards streaming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that I honestly just more got into streaming just because of VTubers and shit. And funniest thing, funniest thing. So a VTuber I watch, she did like tarot reading stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just kind of like, you know, on a whim was just like, okay, you know what? I have like an idea that I want to try to like do this as a thing. So I kind of like, you know, did a tarot redeem. Like I have this kind of like thought in mind. I want to try to like pursue it. Like, should I go for it?
Mm-hmm.
And the cards
Oh,
were very
shit,
much kind of like, the cards were very much in line with like, yeah, you know what? You have the idea in mind. The energies definitely say that you should like try to pursue it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, fine, fuck it. So this was during the time of like when the pandemic was still like in its like peak. So basically like I was still getting like unemployment bonuses from the states because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, you know what? I need a computer anyway. The computer I had was when my grandma passed away. She had this like really shitty single touchscreen like monitor where like it was the monitor, but it also had like the brain tower and everything inside of it.
Ooh.
Really bad. You never buy one of those. They are very shitty.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like,
It's a very shitty computer. Don't do it, folks. But I bought my current PC setup with that money, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? You know what? Fine. This gives me an excuse to not only like actually upgrade my system, but I can actually like, you know, start all this. And I started as I am now, a PNG streamer. I never upgraded anything past this. And, you know, I never really wanted to because I was always kind of like fascinated with the idea of just being a PNG.
That's really interesting. I've seen a lot of people who use, you know, PNG tubing more as a definitely more as a sort of gateway into as a gateway into a either a smaller amount or a smaller amount either into a live 2D or I know some do it to make themselves comfortable with streaming in general.
Yeah, and you know what? I definitely recommend for people who want to try getting into like streaming, if they do want to like lean towards VTubing stuff, I definitely highly recommend just do a PNG. A PNG is low effort. There are 2 free programs that I use. I use both PNG Tuber Plus by Kaios, which adds a lot more kind of like, it has a lot more functionality like Live 2D, where you can take your PNG and you can just like do layers, and it adds kind of like a bouncing physics and such. Or you can use ViadoTube. ViadoTube is a really popular one. It's created by a trans lesbian creator, Olmu, and she's been working on it for quite some time. I've been using it like since day one that I started streaming, and it's gone through like a lot of good updates. And like once the main, she is like working on like a main release where it's gonna add like a lot of different functionalities to it. And although it's free now, you can always help support utilizing through her Ko-Fi, paying for it on Itch.io, do like a pay what you want. All money goes to her. It goes towards her life, and then that like helping with her like life stuff also helps to finance like towards the development of the app. And it's all free, easy to use, and you don't really need much else. Just get a cheap, decent microphone as well. The first like 6-7 months I was streaming before someone was kind enough to gift me a microphone, I was using a headset. You know, like you know, like one of the gamer like Xbox headsets with like the attachable mic to it. I was using that for my voice for 6 to 7 months streaming, and it sounded good. It was a good microphone, but I just think it's funny that it's like, oh, I was going for like so long using that. What was wrong with me? But that just goes to show that you don't need like a lot of money. You don't need to worry about spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on anything, you know?
Exactly.
All you
Don't
you
be
need-
like me.
Yeah, you don't have to spend everything immediately on the big Life 2D models. Don't sweat it.
You should do it, Sammy. You can start, you know, small. You can work your way up with it. That's a-okay.
The thing I recommend about streaming as well, if you are like looking to get into it, just be mindful that it's also you testing the waters to see how you like streaming.
Exactly.
Because some people who think that they want to get into like VTubing or streaming, kind of like just jump into it, and then they just like realize, oh, I actually don't like being in front of people and talking to them and trying to like vamp to myself while I'm like also playing a video game or something.
It can be very, very hard. A lot of people don't really understand what really goes into it as well, because they just think, oh, I just have to play games on stream. But it's also the, you know, interpersonal parts where you got to talk to people, you have to maintain an active chat, make sure that, you know, you're talking, because there's been so many times I've seen where people, they kind of go in and they're just like, oh god, my god, and they have just you know, empty space in their sound. There's nothing going on, or a lot of people, they forget about chat, which is just a lot of, you know, learning and everything. And depending on what type of streamer you want to be as well, because you could be an ASMR streamer, you could be a no-face streamer, you know, someone who doesn't talk on stream.
Yeah, because like I do have to say, if you are like planning on it, one thing I do have to recommend, you gotta know how to talk to yourself. You have to know how to kind of like follow along things. You don't have to always have a unique topic. What I do a lot is I kind of like with Elden Ring. I know that I'm playing the DLC and that it's kind of a death sentence a lot of the time, especially for like small view streamers like me, since a lot of people don't want to be playing it due to spoilers, or maybe they're watching somebody else play it, which is fine. But like, what you have to do is you have to learn how to be able to just like vamp to yourself. You have to literally just fill the dead air. Just fucking yap.
Exactly. I feel so. For me, something that I did when I was first starting to get into streaming was oh, this bitch got Suzu'd. Was whenever I would be driving anywhere, I would just start talking. I like in the car to myself. I would just start going in and I would just start talking to myself, and I'm like, oh shit, oh look at this car, look at this, oh my god, that's such a cute car, wait what, oh this bitch cut me off, chat, look at this ugly asshole. But I would just chat to myself even if it was weird. I'm just like going for it.
That's the thing, like again, it's gonna be weird. You're gonna think it's weird. Just fucking do it. You gotta the one person you're always going to be streaming with at all times
is yourself.
You are every time you hit start, you are always gonna be talking to that one bitch in the mirror.
Oh, Sammy.
So you gotta be able to say just like you gotta be able to just kind of like make things up, like talk about in-game lore, talk about I don't know, like random things that you're thinking about. You're just walking around. Maybe you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna talk about something that happened in my day, or hey guys, have I ever like told you this story? And then everyone in if someone does respond in chat, they're just like, can you shut up? Can you stop yapping? And you're just like, hey, fuck you. And then you just keep going. Just keep talking. But no, yeah, so that's definitely like something I definitely recommend. First thing is, of course, only do a PNG. Don't dive into live 2D unless you're insane and you're making your own model. Kudos to you.
Or if there's tons, if you want to do live 2D really bad, if you've already bought in the program, if you're already somebody who's like, yeah, I really want to do that, there are tons of customizable free to use models as well for you to use. There's a lot of love in this community that goes towards that goes towards assets for everyone to use, for everyone to start to use.
Yeah, and like just look into the free, honestly, just look into the free stuff. We have so many people within like the live 2D community for VTubing who like put out so many like assets like you said. One person that I follow, hold on, let me get his name. Bitch, I know your name. What is your name?
I know your name.
Apollo, Cosmind Art. Apollo does a lot of like assets and stuff that he puts over on his Ko-Fi that you can like always find. In fact, like, what's his most recent one? Let's see. Like for his most recent, yeah, so he has one that's free. It's literally free. It's called a Scrungo base, and it's just like this little creature, but it's full. It's like a full rig, like a live 2D model you can use. And then there are also bases that he has for free, where you can just kind of like color and texture them to like fit your character or just like what you want to be as. Abuse the free stuff. You don't have to be a corpo level. You don't have to spend corpo money to stream.
Spend $1,000 on VTubing without ever doing it like me. Thankfully I like it, but
yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't want people to spend like close to like $1,000 and then think, oh, I hate this actually. And then they just like fully regret it. I don't want people to regret trying to get into streaming. I would rather them actually like enjoy it.
Exactly, I feel that. Also, hi Sammy. Sammy, I think you should. If you I think the one thing I would like, or I would say you could feel comfortable splurging on is like a stream overlay for yourself or a little logo, or not anything super expensive. I'm not saying getting anything like there. I feel like it also helps to just kind of like brand yourself, and you're like, ooh. And even if you don't,
you can also find those for free.
Yeah, there's tons of free assets everywhere in the VTuber community. What the fuck is this venture?
Freya, I know Freya Amari. She generally posts like a lot of stuff that's just like free overlays and assets to use for stream overlays. So honestly, just like look around, window shop around, see what you like, and just like work with free stuff.
Exactly.
Over 3 years, I still have not spent any money on like having customized like logos or anything.
Thank you, sorry.
All of my stuff is just like actually free assets that I credit to the people who made it. And then you just gotta, like look around, see what you can find.
Ooh, hi Sal, welcome in. How you doing? I want to be a VTuber, but my voice stops me because when they hear my voice, they're gonna think I'm a girl just coming up from growing up in a small conservative town. See, that's one of the things that many of us in the VTuber community, even cisgender people have to deal with, because they there's a lot of people who like specific voices. You know, they see like a big,
Yeah.
muscular person on the stream, and they automatically you have to have a corpse husband voice, or your voice doesn't match your model. And so what? Who cares? It's you.
what?
It's your voice. Doesn't matter.
One of my favorite streamers, Corpse, not Corpse Husband, but Corpse Channel. As her name suggests, she's a corpse. She's a no mic streamer. She doesn't talk at all. People love to watch her. In fact, she's just like a still PNG as well. But like, you don't need to even like have a mic. Sometimes, like if you're worried about your voice, you can also just be like, no mic. You don't need to talk.
We need more
There are
trans
some-
VTubers so people stop us assuming. Hi, puppy. I feel that. I feel like we just need more trans everything though. I love trans inclusion. I don't know what the fuck will change that. My voice is so monotone that I'm worried people will confuse it for whales mating. Okay, Sammy. I don't think so.
You can also do what Zentria does. Zentria is a really big streamer, and she uses TTS. She doesn't use her real voice when she talks.
That's a good one too. I know.
Yeah, there are programs that have like a speech to text that then read out to TTS.
Yeah.
Or you can just like, find a way to typecast into it while you're live.
What?
I know that there are programs that they have set up to where it like automatically does it for you.
Ooh. I'm trying so hard as Diva.
Honey, you don't have to try hard. We all love you.
I tried the most. I must try.
But who are you trying for? Are you trying for yourself? Or are you trying for the love you'll never get from that Genji?
Honestly, both. Fuck what
You
people
don't
think you're
understand.
amazing as you are. Genji, why would you tell me this?
You
Not-
don't understand. He might be a Genji player, but that's why I love him.
My Mercy just ulted and then teabagged the tank.
Oh, that's fucked.
But Mercy can't like when she's ulting, so all I see is this little moth going fucking up and down. It's hilarious.
Anyway, sorry for that full tangent.
No, it's all good. You know, it's good. It's educational content for VTubing and for LGBT creators. Whee. I am dying. Oh, you have tea to spill. Oh, you know I love tea. For our next question, it is if you could remake any movie with an LGBT twist, i.e. making one of the characters queer, trans, etc., what would it be and what would your twist be?
What if Lion King 2, but Kovu was a trans man?
Love that.
Like, kind of like adding on an entire thing of like, he was set and raised to be not just like a scar replacement, but also to just like fully change himself. But it is like an identity he's comfortable with, but it's more him coming to terms that he doesn't want to do this to fulfill this kind of like story of being Scar, but instead he wants to embrace it as himself because that's how he feels now.
Oh, I like that. Mine is mine is Beauty and the Beast because I want to see Gaston and the Beast. That's for personal reasons, I had a first time
Gaston
child tell me to change. Oh, don't listen to them, Sal. Don't listen to
Yeah,
them.
tell them go fuck themselves.
Tell them they can touch grass and eat dirt.
They can cope. I definitely think that. Okay, so hear me out with your pitch, right?
Okay.
It kind of starts going the same exact way. However, we perception change once Belle is actually in the castle, and
Ooh.
Gaston actually like decides to run up to the castle and try to get her because like he saw that that's the direction, and he's still trying to be on his like cis head presenting kind of like thing where he needs to prove a point and be like, I need to go rescue the damsel, and then runs into the castle, sees the bees, and then he kind of has this like sort of like uncharacteristic moment, but it's very much like I'll take her place, let her be, I'll stay here, you foul creature. And then it's kind of like the realization that like the two of them kind of like share these sort of like ideas, and then he's sort of more learning about it, and then he's realizing all of my ideas may have been wrong. Maybe instead of taking this time to not believe in like who I really am, what I can love, maybe I can love a beast.
Ooh. Toy
But, like,
Story
we
spin-off of
totally-
Mrs. Nesbit. Not fucking Mrs. Nesbit. Oh, damn it.
But we
damn it.
totally ignore the fucking bullshit where Beast turns back into a human.
Exactly. Doesn't even
You
look good
ruined-
either.
You ruined him! No, it doesn't look... I get it. I understand. It's the original story. The original story is all about taking a monstrous form and just, like, overcoming these, like, perceptions of
God damn it.
putting yourself over everybody and just, like, completely, you know... like, oh, I'm better than everybody, therefore I don't have to worry about anyone's feelings.
Mhm.
And then, oh no, I am reaping what I'm sowing. Yeah, I think modern, for the time that that story came out, I can understand it. I can see why that's definitely kind of like a trope where they're like, oh wow, this is kind of like almost revolutionary, don't you think? Like maybe the monsters were actually human deep inside after all.
Whoa!
But now we're kind of at the point where we want to see more kind of like fucked up shit.
Now we're monster fuckers.
Now we're monster fuckers. Maybe we don't need to revert people to humanity to prove that they are capable of human feats. Maybe instead we can just like, I don't know, let them stay as such. Maybe we can just do Shrek again. Hey folks, can we do Shrek again?
I love that.
Hanging out in the sky. I do enjoy the perspective and
Yes, pick my
After I
harvest my
told them
coffee.
I'm happy with my
Oh, fuck.
model, they messaged the artist. Oh, hell no, that's going too far. Message me who it is, so I'm gonna ban them.
Nah, yeah, that's overstepping a boundary. Fuck. Who does that? Who literally has like no life to where they just think that it's cool that they want to like harass the artist that you hired to draw your design, to model it and rig it, and just be like, hey, I didn't like your work on somebody else's design. Can you just like, I don't know, change it or make these fixes? I hope that they laughed in their face and they told them, ha, no. Alternatively, I would say, sure, pay me this much money and I'll change it.
Right?
And then they draw up the art, but then you don't change the model at all.
Period. I love that. Our next question is, are you familiar with the art of drag?
Yes, I am very familiar with the art of drag. Would you like to know how familiar I am?
Obviously.
So, at my high school, for senior year, we had this competition. I say it with air quotes, but we had this thing called what was it? Oh my god, Big Man on Campus.
Oh.
Where the point of it was all of the senior guys dressed up as women, and we performed a Miss USA pageant.
Oh.
Sort of think like Miss Congeniality. So I dressed up. I
Mhm.
dressed up as a very
Hi, Pouty. Thank you
very-
so much for coming in. Welcome in. How are you doing? GG's. You
I
dressed
as
up.
a very butch, a very butch Canadian woman with a slightly Germanic accent. I borrowed a blonde bob wig from a friend. And, hold on. I'm gonna take a drink of water so I can do the voice real fast.
You're all good.
My name was Helga from Saskatchewan, Canada.
Why were
And
you
I
from
wa-
Canada?
And I got 10s across every single board. I won that competition with a flawless score. And it was like so fun. And not even in like yeah, like it wasn't even in like a mocking way. Like I just really enjoyed like performing as a character and not having to be like, yeah, no, Helga isn't me. Helga's a character. I loved playing her. She was fantastic. And yeah, no, she was just like really fun to play as, and it was fun seeing people's like reaction and like positive reaction as well.
I love that.
Where everyone was like, oh yeah, it's funny, but also, you know, hey, this is like really cool that you did this. To the point where I sang a Helga version of I Feel Pretty from West Side Story.
Oh, Lord.
It was really good, and I had to maintain that voice for the entire song. But yeah, it was real fun. I definitely do love drag. I do love seeing drag queens and performers,
Hmm.
and seeing like the over the top ridiculous personas is like what really gets me. Like the theme is always you pick like a turn of phrase or an object, and you just fucking go wild with it.
Period. Well, the question is, what would your drag name be?
Oh, okay. I don't think I would be Helga. I think I would be
Big stanger lad.
Poppy Cornet.
Poppy Cornet.
I would have this beautiful like green like emerald kind of like dress that towards like the middle, like on the sides and the back it would be like green, but like towards the middle, kind of like a V cut, like from the neck like down to the belly button, it would just be this like yellow gold sequin that looks like little corn kernels. And then I would have like my hair up as well, like a bee comb. No, beehive style.
Ooh.
Those old haircuts where it's like wrapped around and it's towering tall.
Yeah.
Just like this blonde wig. And I would just be this country girl. Cause I know how to make do Poppy Cornets.
My Lord.
God, that would be really great. I would just be a fucking corn cob queen. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. That would be my drag performance. I would be Poppy.
Poppy Cornet. That is a slay. That is a slay.
Beautiful. I'm rotating her in my mind as I'm envisioning her.
You're rotating her?
You know the meme where it's like envision an apple. Now rotate the apple.
Prepare to attack. Select
I can kind of see it. Holy shit. It's
Well,
me
the
tense
meme
this entire time. I hate it here.
the meme is more like it talks about like people who have like a hard time envisioning things. So like certain people are able to envision things easily.
Hmm.
Folks like us with like ADHD tendencies can struggle a bit, like having things just in mind without like actively seeing it. Like when we envision an apple, we may see something that isn't like necessarily an apple, but it's just like, okay, this is what an apple is.
Hi, Elfadia. Thank you for the bald. Oh my god. Every time I hear Bad Romance, I hear the parody song Leather Pants.
Oh my god, that was a cover. Was a Little Karibo, who did like a Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh cover of Bad Romance, except no, it was a Bakura. It was Bakura and his leather pants. It was really dumb. It was from God, early 2010s. Even probably like pre-2010s. Like late
Oh my.
thousands. It's internet old. Considerably internet ancient, if you believe the turn of phrase.
Oh my goodness. Hi,
Time
Blitz.
is
Welcome
wide, age is
in.
fake. I'm trying to drink my coffee. Stop making me shake the tree.
Oh my goodness. There's a Wombra somewhere. Our next question is, if you could be any character in a movie, a movie, a book, TV show, etc., who would you be and why?
Lord, okay, that's a lot of media I'm in. Huh. Brain. Think of characters. It's gonna sound a little sad,
Oh?
but I think I would like to be... Oh, what's his name? From The Last of Us. What's the actor's name? I'm bad with actor names. Hold on. Park and Rex, Ron Swanson. What's Ron Swanson's
Ron
character's name?
Swanson.
What's the actor's name? Nick Offerman. I would like to be Nick Offerman's partner in The Last of Us TV show. I would just like to live in that like one kind of like loop for like a while. Cause I don't know, like Nick Offerman is like a really handsome man. I love him. And just to like in any mind, just be like, yeah, no, I'm a lover of Nick Offerman. What of it?
I want to be Spawn because Keith David is my favorite voice actor. Ooh.
That is true. Keith David is a pretty good voice actor.
Our next one is if you could live in any fictional universe, where would it be?
Let's see. You know, I am playing the game now. I do like Pelican Town. Stardew Valley is just like really comfortable. I do like the community and everything that it has. I would say Pokemon, Sammy, but like I don't know, for like as long as I have been a fan of Pokemon, I just don't think that I personally would stick around like very much in it. I wouldn't like find a lot of enjoyment with it, I guess. As far as like trying to be like a trainer and stuff. But I definitely think that yeah, I definitely think that I would want to be in like Stardew Valley, just so that way I can go around, farm, have fun with it.
Cyberpunk the anime. Oh, okay, okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just like to me, it's wild. It's like, oh yeah, I would want to be in. I would want to be in the world of like cyberpunk. It's like, are we aware of the same genre? Because like, it's cool, sure. The era and like the themes and like how the world is like cool. I just can't get over thinking like, oh yeah, I can forgive being ruled over by like corporations that would rather see me dead than have my happiness and like completely ruin my day-to-day life. As long as I can have a cool robot arm. And I'm just like, who hurt you? Are you are you okay? Like we have better worlds out there. We have better themes that you can go into.
Bro, I'm getting tossed around like a fruit plate.
I don't know. I don't think Pokemon would be way worse than the anime. Like, the anime itself isn't.
I
the
feel
anime
like
itself
it would be
kinda, like,
really
has a-
bad, like more like the manga.
God, imagine manga level violence. Mushroom room, mushroom room, mushroom room.
Nerf this. Much for you to do. Grandola uses.
Oh my goodness. Our next question is, what is your quirkiest hobby and or interest?
Do I have hobbies?
You
I
have
don't think I have
interests?
anything, like, really quirky. Oh, actually, you know what? I do have one. It's gonna sound a little silly, but it's something that I personally really enjoy. I like collecting, like, ceramic gnomes.
Ceramic?
Like-
No.
You know, like, garden gnomes?
Mm-hmm.
Except I don't necessarily just collect, like, you know, the normal standard ones. I collect, really goofy ones. In fact, I have a couple statuettes that I got from a work Christmas party once, and it comes from this company that does like these novelty like satirical ones, and the joke is like it's gnomes like put into situations where they're getting eaten,
Oh.
so it's like they're like hardcore gnome statuettes. And you have like I have one that's like a bear eating these gnomes that are like covered in honey in the honey pot. And then there's another one of Godzilla like terrorizing all these gnomes. They're really funny and goofy, and it's just like something I like to collect. I also
Aww.
have let's see, I have a beach gnome on my desk. No, it's behind me. Yeah, he's a beach gnome, and he's like topless. He's wearing beach shorts and sunglasses with his little hat. Yeah, I think that's probably my quirkiest entrance or hobby. Is just collecting little gnomes.
Oh. That's cute. I like that.
I tell people that, and then I show them the pictures, and they're like, "Gate, what's up with you?"
I like gnome.
I like gnomes.
I like gnomes. I have quirky art of my OCs, but I don't think anyone here would want to see. Hello? Stop giving me tank! What the fuck?
Looks like you're taking it today, buddy.
I'm not. I left. I left the game. said fuck that.
Fuck that. I'm
Oh,
a Switch now.
No, it's given me game 12 times. I counted before. I was like, no, because I was overtanked like 7 games ago.
Man.
Oh, I don't care about my team. They sucked really bad. I'm very sweet. I'm very sweet, but my team was bad. I was the Ryan. I was like, guys, can we please? Can we please? I was, oh my god. I was like, what is going on? And then I was spectating my Anna, and she was just sitting in the back and she was trying to fire at someone, and she was missing our Hanzo while he was standing still.
Hey. She's a grandma. She's having a hard time today, okay?
She's
Give
having
her
a hard time doing something, I know it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I'm sweet. I don't say anything, even if I want to. But GG's, you were really good. You were really good, Sombra. Oh my gosh. Purple tunnels. Honestly, I was probably like, ow, my osteoporosis. Oh, finally, I can DPS. Weebalicious. Oh, what a name. What a name. Our follow-up question, not follow-up question. Jesus, I keep saying that. If you could have
Technically,
dinner
all
with
questions are
any
follow-up.
3, honestly, if you could have dinner with any 3 people in the world, fake, real, alive, dead, who would they be?
This one took me a minute to think of. So I think I'm comfortable in my decision, and I've made choices. I would like to have dinner with H Bomber guy. I think more from the recent Elden Ring DLC. I love that guy so much. I'm so sad. I fucked up his quest line on accident and I killed him too soon.
Oh
and I'm just,
no.
I feel so bad about it.
I'm guessing the dead people would be alive during the dinner and not just the decaying corpse.
Nah, fuck that. I want
Which
Margaret Thatcher there just
one?
so I can kick her bones around. Okay, so H-Bomber guy, more from the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. And I would also probably say Hozier. Just so I can hear
Ooh.
his voice. I love that man.
Hosier is top tier. Hosier is top tier.
I have been obsessed with him for years. One might say Hosier's.
That was cheesy. Holy cannoli, holy cannoli.
Listen, we already established that I have dad sensibilities with clothing. I'm sorry
Oh,
to say,
gosh.
I also have dad jokes.
I
The plot thickens.
so my 3 are Jesus Christ, Trisha Paytas, and All Might from My Hero Academia.
I think Jesus is a solid option. Trisha, I'm a little iffy on. I don't know. All Might. What would you even talk to All Might about with, huh?
Oh, nothing. He's just there for looks. I don't want small Might. I'm talking about full, like 570 pounds, full of muscle. All Might.
I want Big Might.
I want big. Turn Margaret Thatcher into a zombie and force her to work in the mines.
Yes. She's the one serving the dinner.
Hello, I am having shit on.
Enemy turret ahead. Come on, Snowball. They need our help. Stop them from pushing the barricade.
If your life were a musical, what would the name be and what would the genre be?
I be? What would I be for musical? Let's see. I definitely think I would be kind of like a comedic slice of life thing. You know, it plays out like a comedy, but it's got like that moral kind of like life lesson build up throughout it. Probably just like life has never been too wrong.
Life has never been too long.
And then just like it just goes over just kind of like a day-to-day where I just like have to deal with like the daily tired struggles
DPS, I think you're
of
supposed to kill
not
them.
only do I need to like figure out my own stuff and sort everything out, but also go through like my aloof day-to-day antics where I simply let things be, let things go by.
Gay or European, proper Simon, proper. Love that for you. So there is an imaginary award ceremony, and you are winning a prize. You are the recipient. Congratulations. What is the name of the award, and who do you think?
The most dad sensibilities, and I'd be getting the award for just making like the most inane like dad jokes and everything.
I love that.
I would like to thank every father figure in every single daytime media growing up. I would like to thank Home Improvement. I would like to thank what was it? No, what's that one show that was like no, it was Aiden Counting, I think. Aiden Counting, where it's like a big family and like the one dad and the mom like raising all the kids. Basically, I'm giving thanks to all the fathers out there within the media sphere. Thank you for providing me with all of these awful ideas for jokes and all of that jazz.
I love that. Especially the 8 and counting. Honestly, what was her name? I can't remember the wife's name, but she was iconic.
I'm glad that someone knew what the fuck I was talking about.
Oh, Peggy. Was her name was Peggy or something, wasn't it? Oh my god, what was it? Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy.
No, I think.
But she had like not long, but like big hair. And then the husband's name was Hal. I loved.
No, what was it? It was something. Hold on. No, I'm getting a bunch of TLC shows when I'm putting Even Counting. What was I thinking of? Oh my god. Hold on. Daytime TV shows. 2000s. No, I don't want American talk shows. I can't. I'm looking through all this. I can't.
Well, who would you thank in your speech?
I think I just thank like the general every single male actor that played a father in a daytime TV role. I don't think I'd be anyone specific. I'd just be like, yeah, I'd like to thank like all these guys. They were the building block. They were the one who taught me how to be like, hello, hungry. My name's Dad. It's a very boring answer. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I liked it. So you get to create a brand new LGBT holiday. Oh, not the
He's bouncing off my booty cheeks. I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck and then he kisses on my pussy. Call him daddy while I holler, man, that boy's so damn good looking.
So holiday. Gay reparations.
Gay, I
Yes,
love
all-
that. I love that answer. I love everything
A
about
day
it.
where we all just get like $500
For being gay.
for being gay.
Love that. Love that.
Are we gay? Give us $500.
Period. I'm trying to save up for BIP. No why? No idea why. It just looks expensive. What if there was a straight tax?
What if there's this? Hey, we should tax people for being straight.
How dare?
We gotta tax the majority, right? I mean, if we're willing to tax the majority of people who are low income, we might as well tax the majority of people who are straight.
Period. Where's my hat? Where's my? Oh no, my hat's a command. There it is. Oh, I'm fully clothed. They tax people for having windows. That's true.
God,
It's true.
it's awful. I remember
Now we
when
gotta play a little bit of
Right behind you. Checking in. I feel stronger.
what?
Stay close. I can't hear you.
I don't know what this person is talking about. He said reject skin purchases. Everyone is just questioning. Oh hi, welcome in. I was not doing good as Widow. I just wanted to have fun.
Honestly, they just didn't want to play a tank anymore.
I didn't. I did not want to play tank anymore. I've played 12 games as tank thus far and 5 games as support. And that was my only game as DPS that I've gotten in the time we've been streaming together.
So rough. I'm sorry. I'm bringing your RNG down.
It's okay. What do you mean?
I'm sucking the luck. All of your team rolls are just going so south.
Yeah, that is a-okay. I'm fine. I just play this game mindlessly. The annoying one. You're a really good Sombra. I know my support was so angry at our tank because we were like, tank, please. You're not allowed to have fun on Overwatch. I know. That's in the terms and services, actually. Bam. Second time was the biggest donation you've ever gotten. 250. And that was when I was doing my I needed new tires. I needed new tires for my car because my my thing popped, and one of my friends was like, here, get brand new tires. And then I did randomly get 80 from one of my friends as a congratulations for him getting engaged. Come over here, Lucio. Oh, well, okay, never mind. Why did they? What the hell? That is so weird. My question is like, I don't know what happened. That's crazy.
Sorry, I ate them.
I bet.
I'm just a hungry little guy.
It's not my real guy. Okay, now it's time for Would You Rather.
Oh boy.
Would you rather attend a massive pride parade in like WeHo or NYC, Or would you rather attend a pride parade in your hometown?
God, I think I'd rather risk West Hollywood than my own hometown. My own, I unfortunately live in the conservative belt of California.
Ooh, all right, you're NorCal.
No, I'm more central.
Oh, you're North Central. Oh my. You part of the state of Jefferson.
No, but I would also not want to go ahead and divulge information about where I live.
I got you. I got you. Whee! So not drop.
But yeah, no,
Would
I
you
think
rather have would you rather have an extensive wardrobe full of like beautiful clothes or the power to turn invisible?
I think I'd rather go invisible. Like, I'm not really like much one for clothing,
Mhm.
so I think I can like afford to be away from clothes, or like have the option of like multiple clothes, for the sake of just like being able to just disappear whenever I feel like it.
See, I'm always like, well, I would just be naked.
I mean, isn't that the whole point of invisibility? You're just naked all the time.
Exactly. Would you rather be able to speak every language or talk to animals?
Oh, talk to Ant. Fuck. No, hold on. Fuck. If I can talk to animals, then I can only talk to animals. But if I can speak every language, then I don't have to worry about people saying, well, we didn't hire you because you're not bilingual. Yeah, you
That's
know what?
unheard.
I think I actually, no way. Speaking every language doesn't necessarily mean like understanding or reading. Fuck, I'd rather talk to animals.
To be fair, I doubt animals are going to be able to hold a good conversation. You never know.
Listen, if my cat can tell me what's wrong with it, and I don't have to take a vet trip just to figure out that she just doesn't want to eat the food today, then you know what? I'll take it.
The mood. Goofus, do you not know that you're fucking anti like half of the time? Cause you dive straight for the Anna? Like, hello? Oh my god.
During Pride Month.
Going after a Grammy? Please. Would you rather be able to play every musical instrument or be able to sing every note that you would like to hit?
Ooh. I think I would like to actually be able to sing. Because unfortunately, there are some songs that I like where my throat doesn't necessarily like get able to hit the notes that I really like.
Hmm.
So I'd rather be able to sing rather than just like play the instrument.
Medica technology is truly extraordinary.
Would you rather have the ability to travel anywhere for free or be able to fly?
Man, if I had like the ability to fly, I think I would just get like tired of it. So I think, fuck it, make me fly for free. Now, granted, that probably means that I'm not guaranteed to like be by myself or anything, but I think I would rather much just like risk that. I would rather risk having to travel like with other people around me rather than just like have to worry about like, because if you fly, you have to like, oh, now I have to like check the weather. I have to make sure I'm not gonna fly into like a windstorm or something. I don't want to hit any migrating birds as I'm flying around.
Very true, very true. For my thing, when I mention travel, that means like that's all inclusive, you know? When we talk about travel, like also going in a train, going in a car, going in a boat. Have you ever been on a boat?
I haven't been on like a big boat. I've been on like small boats, but never to like, like sail out to the ocean blue or anything.
Hmm. I know. Look at with the bonk.
I have been recommended to work on cruises before by my mom, and I'm just like, no.
No.
Out in the middle of the ocean, trapped amongst several people. Have you seen like videos talking about like these people who like work on cruise liners? Then because they don't like necessarily have like working regulation laws, they end up working like for 14-hour days.
I've seen them. I want the ability to fly so I can do an angel and a devil cosplay. And then just actively fly and then just have people just be like freaking the fuck out.
Just no, just cosplay as one winged angel.
Oh.
Yeah, just be Sephiroth.
Hmm.
Then you can do that one scene where like you slowly descend upon an Aerith cosplayer and then you just like pierce them. Can we talk about that now, or are people still upset over Aerith dying?
I have never once nevered.
You've never Final the Fantasy?
Never a final of a fantasy, never a Kingdom of Hearts. Wait, okay, my answer is Ellen, Jeff, and DJT. Who's DJT?
Diane Javid Tidgers.
Did you just call me a slur?
I was making a joke off Brian David Gilbert's name.
Hi, we. Oh, wait, you said to have them for dinner or have them over? Hello? Have them over for dinner, not have them for dinner.
Oh, if we were gonna have them for dinner, I would have invited Meatloaf.
Oh hell yeah! That's a corny one. Wee.
We're having Meatloaf for dinner.
Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Donald Cheeto. Oh, that's what that. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm having them for dinner is crazy.
Eat the rich.
True, valid. Now it is time for a little bit of Guess That Homosexual Slay. Are you ready?
All right, hit me.
What?
Oh, yes,
Did you
harder.
like it? I knew it.
Hi, I'm a masochist. Anyway.
Crazy one on the ball, please. I'd especially look forward to DT's belly kebabs. For legal reasons, these are jokes. Yeah, for legal reasons. Legal reasons.
We do not condone cannibalism on this stream. However, in a
okay.
hypothetical situation,
These are all hypothetical, but
purely hypothetical.
purely. Do you know what a beard is?
Yes. Beard is usually a slang term for a partner who is usually used as a way to mask from people seeing you as like gays. So usually like a gay man would have like a woman, usually like a friend or something, to play as like their girlfriend or their wife to hide them from being gay, at least in the public eye.
It is the thing on my face. Yes. Correct. That is a beard. Do you know what a twink is?
I know that it's used wrongly a lot of times.
Oh, okay.
A twink is generally a term utilized for a man who is of a lithe, kind of like slim kind of physique, usually towards like gay men like that. And if we look at popular media, we see that everybody on the fucking internet uses that word for everything. Like I have seen characters get called a twink, and they are not even close to being a twink.
Many a misrepresentation. Obliterate. Yes, thank you, Wolf. The correct definition we were looking for was obliterate. Thank you.
Absolutely destroy them.
Checking in.
Hello. I smell blood in the air.
Do you know what an otter is?
An otter is more of a physically fit, kind of like athletic build with some body hair to them, though it's a lot more slick. So it's kind of like a twunk with body hair.
Yeah. Oh. Ah. Wee. Do you know what a bear is?
Yeah, me.
Mood.
A bear is usually a gay man who is like built like very thick, like fat, or at least like fat muscular, really round gut, very hairy, usually like denoting like large men. See, think like that one biker dude you usually see in like movies or TV shows, where it's just like Big John, and he's just like this big guy with like a beard, sunglasses, got like the bandana on and the leather jacket.
Ooh, damn. Very good, very good. Yes. Do you know what a wolf is? Well, the wolves have different definitions, varied actually where you grow up.
No, actually, this one I actually don't know, because I've never heard of the term wolf before.
So
I think this is where we're starting to get into semantics of where slang has like
Good.
started to devolve into, we need to categorize everything into very specific niches all the time.
well, the wolf is actually has been a very popular slang term for gay men. Whoa! Why is there a bash into my asshole? I didn't ask for that. But I do agree. This one, though, one of these is actually one of those. I believe this next term is something that's very just not something I really would say. I'm just like, but a wolf, hey, what that turn do though? A wolf is so there's multiple definitions. One of them is that they are an older bear who is not hypersexual, but active in their sexual preferences. Another definition is that wolf is similarly to a bear. They are very hairy, but the difference between a bear and a wolf is that underneath a wolf there is a lot of muscle rather than rather than Chub.
I think we're just getting into like semantics at that point. I feel like, listen, I'm not like knocking it, right? As far as like terminology that we have, I just think we can afford to maintain simplicity, at least like for, I don't know, like a certain level. We don't need everything to be hyper categorized into microcosms. I think that's just me though. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm like, you know, in I'm like to myself, I'm very like low energy and all that, and I may seem just like, oh, you're just being a stick in the mud with your like ideas. I don't know. I just feel like we don't need to necessarily label absolutely everything. I think
Well, if you didn't like this one, you're not gonna like this one.
Oh no.
Do you know what a meerkat is?
Yeah, Timon, because him and Pumbaa are gay lovers in The Lion King who adopted a child and raised him in a loving environment. So you know what? That's what a meerkat is. I'm gonna fight the gay community now.
So a meerkat is an anxious twink.
Why are we psychoanalyzing the twinks now? Listen, we're dating and I know you're a twink, but I do have to ask you, what's your natural anxiety level like? Just so that way I can properly classify you to my friends.
Are you
like
a meerkat or are you more of a fox? Are you actually? I'm a red panda. So, ooh, I actually dated red pandas back in the middle school. I don't really like them too much.
I'm gonna fucking hate crime a red panda. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Oh Jesus, it's like when you get into a fandom and you have to learn like all the terminology.
The niche terminology that they have?
Yeah, like, oh my god. You have to learn like every single ship name. You have to recognize like which like what these specific character fans are called. And you have to and stay away from those fans. Those fans are the bad ones. Why? What did they do? Oh, we just don't like them because they like this weird person. Aren't they allowed to like a weird person? No. They have to like the cool characters like
They have
us.
to like any normalized ship.
God.
But yeah, I'm fine with like the wolf and whatever, but when it comes to like the meerkat one, I didn't even know that was a thing. But apparently it's been like popularized on TikTok. So there's a bunch of people who are like, oh my gosh, wow, that's such a meerkat.
I think that's the first issue, is that we're popularizing things on TikTok. I'm not anti-TikTok, but I am like anti doing like these main big popularizations of these weird niche terms that we're just like throwing out on the internet and saying, okay, this is the new terminology now. It's like, what? No, why? And they can't give a better answer than, oh, you know, just because someone on TikTok said this word, so now I think we should all say this word for us.
There are some things that I will say I do enjoy that have been a little bit more popularized. Thanks to maybe TikTok. One of them being something I only really saw in like roleplay community or like RP community, stuff like that, which is tone indicators.
Yeah, tone indicators are good.
Yeah, which I really have enjoyed. And I've seen a lot more popularized on TikTok when people are asking questions and they're like, hey, or they'll say something and they'll be like /gen, so people don't think it's a joke, or they'll ask something and they'll be like, or they'll say, you know, something /j, because they're just kidding, so that it's not really misunderstood. I really enjoyed that, but I do agree there's a lot of things that are you know, coming to fruition that are kind of like, did we really need that? Or
Are we seriously looping back around to this?
exactly. I'm just like, we kind of had this whole thing in like 2008. Oh,
And like, you know, not to like ridicule like younger generations coming into it. It's just like we need to be like, hey, like this is something that we've had. Like if you want to like normalize and use this, you know, like we've already kind of set this up. This is how we have like things set up now.
exactly. But moving forward, do you know what the term rainbow washing?
Yeah, that's generally like whatever corporations do, especially like during Pride Month. And essentially, what they are doing is they are branding themselves with a lot more like pride-friendly stuff. I'm not gonna even say queer-friendly because they don't want to make things queer-friendly. They want to make things friendly specifically for the month of Pride because that's what they want to market.
Precisely.
So yeah, it's just them like slapping a rainbow logo over their name and saying, "Hey guys, we're here. It's that time of year." It's like, yeah, we've been here the whole time.
Hey
You're just waiting-
guys, oop daddy mama, slay the house down boots, buy our carrots, Versace queen.
I just had an aneurysm from that entire sentence. Ugh. It's okay. It passed. It passed, I think.
And I oop mama, slay the house down boots, hunty queen.
Oh, the blood came back. There it is.
Oh, hi Andy, how you doing, love? Do you know what the term queer baiting means?
Yeah, queer baiting is generally, I think you usually kind of do like, you know, within fandom terms. Like, I think one of the most infamous ones within like the recent decade or two has been Destiel. For those of you who don't know, the show Supernatural, the writers, like the fans, like really felt a strong connection for the shipping of Dean and Castiel, two characters on the show, and like the fans were like really into it, and they were like super excited to see it, especially because it looked like the showrunners were starting to kind of like write in that general direction. Then it turned out, then they literally pulled the Dean, I love you. Yeah, bro, I love you like a bro too. And it was just, it felt like that they just kind of like kept writing and kept like setting it to where it was primarily setting it up to where it was expecting for this like gay romance, but then nothing became of it. And all it was doing was, it was just like leading people on. And like, queer baiting with like Disney, how they write like their 15th first lesbian in the franchise this week. Hey guys, come in. Look, Riley from Inside Out might be attracted to a girl.
Yeah. With that all being said, we're going to be doing a little bit of legitimate qua history. Also, oh, thank you, Indy. A little bit of a history quiz. I don't know if you're a history buff or anything like that, but do you know when the Stonewall riots were?
Oh my god, I know it wasn't too far off. I think this was in 60s? The 1960s?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
It is June 28th, 1969.
Ah, there we go. Just shy of the 70s. Let's go.
Do you know when the first Pride was?
No.
That is okay. So the
I had a
first Pride
thought
is
for that.
widely renowned to be 1970 June 28th, the first anniversary of Stonewall.
Okay. This just goes to show I am very bad at history questions.
It's all good. Also found out recently Richie Foley from Static Shock was gay.
Oh hell yeah, good for him.
Ooh, love that. We running away, running away, running away, running away. I'm just a little runny boy, don't hurt me. Oh, that was big. Oh, you have such a fat wiener.
Pourquoi?
I'm so sorry. I was so random. But my Winston bubbled off my Ryan's shatter.
Those were definitely words.
So Reinhardt has a big move where he shatters the ground and he makes it so that you can't move, but it can be blocked. It can be blocked when you put a shield in front of it, and Winston has a little bubble shield, and so he blocked it at the right time. Wait for wheelsies. Hi, Markham. I think so. I don't know actually. That's what Wolf said. Get away from me, Ryan. Oh my god, that hammer feels so good. Do you know who Marsha P. Johnson is?
Yes, Marsha P. Johnson is one of the big names within the Pride and Queer community. Legend has word around is that she was the first brick thrower at the riot, but on her own account, she has confessed that she didn't get there until almost an hour later after the riot actually started.
Yes. So, first brick thrower being, that they were a very, very adamant part of it. Also, I also want to put this out there because for some reason, there's so many people in the world who think that people died at Stonewall. Nobody actually died at Stonewall. Oh, mother fluffer and a ducker.
There were a lot of people who were arrested and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, no, there weren't any actual major death counts.
Yes. Do you know who Sylvia Rivera is?
I believe she was the one who did she was the one who did start it. She's the one who got in the tough with the cop.
Well, everyone got into touch with the cop, but yeah, she she was actively arrested many times for a lot of these protests out there. She was also, identified as a drag queen and is a big person who fought for people of color's rights in the LGBT community and was also a huge advocate, along with Marsha, for adding the T into the LGB.
Okay, alright.
It was
I'm
very,
doing the
very
learn.
slay. I didn't know that about him. Maybe today they would have, but then again, today cartoons wouldn't get anything serious about Static. I know. Oh my god, Static was so good. Static was such a wonderful cartoon and a great comic as well.
Yeah, it was one of my go-to shows to watch on Saturday morning.
Oh my god. Oh, he teabagged me! Oh my goodness. With all of this being said, given, the origins of Pride, the first Pride, and everything of all of it being a riot, what do you think of modern celebrations of Pride?
I think it's good. to have like community. I think it's good for people to get together and to show that we are together, that we're not alone, that we all can be there, that we're within, you know, any form of distance. We can all find each other and be able to talk and support. I think I'm like with everyone when I definitely don't like the corporation aspect of them like having like squeezed in to try to like monetize off of something that we like are trying to raise together, and then they're just being like, well, we can make money off of this, we support you guys too.
Yeah.
We support you guys. Really? What's my name? Guy? Gay guy?
Gay person man thing. Duh. Obviously. That's the name.
I would never forget you.
Never. Drag queen. Drag queen. Follow-up question. Because all questions are follow-up questions now. I have also switched from Overwatch to Genshin Impact. Yes. What are some setbacks and progress that you think of when you think of the LGBT community?
Oh boy. For progress, I definitely do think that we've been able to make it where we have like all these spaces to allow other people to come in to where they feel safe. And I'm glad for that. I'm glad that we're able to have all of these, you know, community communicative spaces for folks to be able to congregate in, to find others and share experiences. For the failings, I mean, unfortunately, like we do still have folks who are within like specific failings, especially with those who are within those shitty movements like LGB without the T, where they believe that transgender and all that do not belong in. And within that as well, we also unfortunately have people who are trans who don't support or really believe or like people who identify as like non-binary, because you have those issues where these people are like, it sucks that we're always like trapped within the binary mindset. Everything needs to be like one or the other. You cannot. And some people are like, you're just othering yourself. You're just like you're just making them think that we're like not human. And it's like, no, it's like that's just what I want to be. I don't want to like confine myself into like all of this stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with like having people identify as they them, or I have friends who identify using its pronouns as well. There's nothing wrong with them. That's how they, that's how they identify as. It's just as wrong to tell someone that they can't identify as they them as it is to be told that you can't be a woman or you can't be a man. It's all about like respecting identity, and if you demand respect for your identity, then why aren't you like helping out to support somebody else who's also looking for that?
Exactly.
But it's just, I feel like it's unfortunately kind of a human thing where we do have these failings, where we just have these minor hiccups. So we have people who just like, these people are just like trying to think within a status quo within the queer community. Like they're trying to impose a heteronormative status quo still among other folks within our sphere. And it just hurts because we need to recognize that the status quo was the issue, the entire point. We need to dismantle that. Just fuck it. Make everything queer.
Period.
I almost said a TS. I almost said a TOS word. I had to stop myself. I was so casual there for a second. I'm sorry. I caught it. I caught it. I caught
You're
it. We're
all
good. We're
good. You're
good.
all good. Hi, Moon. Welcome in. Moon actually won my my Pink Mercy giveaway. Well, they actually won the they actually won the Rose Gold Mercy giveaway. But welcome in. We were literally talking about that. We were literally talking about how you could win. I was like, oh, maybe, you never know. And then I go to twitterprizepicker.com and it's like, oh, Moonflower VT. Actually had to disqualify some people because they did not follow the rules.
Well, some people just can't read, you know?
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, if you're gonna go in, just at least like if you're gonna unfollow me after you win.
Right?
But another question, as we're talking about this, how do you think people of color how do you think people of color's experience in the LGBT differs from white people's experience in the LGBT?
Oh, I mean, like, obviously, folks of color are like within their own it's minorities within minorities. Because I just clarify, just to put this out here,
Mm,
I am white. I don't want people to think that I'm like trying to hide or like conceal anything. I'm a white person, and I still see that there are people of color, especially within the queer community as it is, who still receive like discrimination against or are seeing that their voices like aren't being uplifted, or maybe it's just like their opinions are disregarded, and because like, oh, it's like, we're not having these issues, you don't have to worry about it, don't worry about it.
mm,
And they don't realize that it might not be affecting them as a white person, but it still affects all of these POC. And it, like, come on, like, you got to open your eyes, you got to be able to see past like your own privileges and be able to look and see. Because first off, being queer, yeah, we face discrimination against, sure.
mm,
A white queer person faces less discrimination than a queer black person,
mm,
or a queer Mexican person, or anything, or anyone else. And because like, fucking, okay, right, Will and Grace, let's look at Will and Grace.
mm.
Queer media, we everybody knows it. Who are the two main gay characters? They are both white men, and it's like it's like that's what we see whenever we think about a gay media character. Oh yeah, no, it's just this quirky white guy who like at the club sass talking with all the girls. And I
Mhm.
think that we definitely need to see within like all these discriminations that we're doing within our community, and be able to recognize and stop discriminating within ourselves,
Mhm.
both for folks who don't fall into a binary status quo that we're still like brainwashed into, and also within like seeing outside of our own whiteness.
Mhm.
Heard the mic pop.
I really like how you stated as well that even though we are queer, a lot of us we are going to face a lot of uncertainty. We're going to face a lot of adversity, but even being queer, there still is a lot of privilege that people hold, and that is something that a lot of people don't like to or are willing to admit.
Yeah, that's because they don't want. I mean, think about it. It's just like with white people when you talk about like discrimination within like Black and Latin communities, where they don't want to talk about it because it makes them uncomfortable. And
Mhm.
heaven forbid you make the white person uncomfortable.
Exactly,
They're,
exactly.
they're gonna they're gonna feel bad. You don't want them to feel bad. Like I think like a good example that I can give as like a comparison is my mother doesn't like looking at SPCA commercials
Mhm.
because seeing the animals sad like that makes her feel sad. And all I can think of is like, well, yeah, because they're in a bad position.
Mhm.
So of course it makes you feel sad, but that also like follows the logic of that you think that like do you think the dogs and cats like wanted to be in that position? Do
Mhm.
you think that these people being discriminated against in uh like all these queer POCs, do you think they wanted to like do that so that way you can look upon them and feel sad and then look away and realize that I have the ability to look away? Once you recognize that you have the ability to look away and then you utilize that to not look away from someone, that's when you're starting to actually be like, you know, like an ally.
Mhm. Same question, but now for people in the LGBT community who are but now for people in this community who are disabled.
I think there's definitely like a level of privilege there, but I think the issue with that is that there's like an almost infantilization of it because folks I've definitely seen it and it's like folks see like I've seen queer people with like, you know, like Down syndrome or other like mental disabilities like that,
Mhm.
and they're still fully capable of like being themselves. They need assistance for some things, sure, and you know, people with physical and mental disabilities do still need help with things.
Mhm.
That's why we need to be able to have like
Your
care
chicken.
for these, like in general.
Your chicken and cheddar.
Okay.
But it's like it, it is like an almost like an infantilization where it's like
Mhm.
if you think if someone thinks about like a person with Down syndrome, they think, oh no, they can't have sex. Like
Mhm.
they probably don't like understand fully. These are adults we're talking like most of these we're talking about like are adults and they are capable still of having like, you know, attraction and they want to do things. They want to do things that we want to do. But it's just like, oh no, but you can't. Because then we'd have to help you, and it's just going to be so hard for you. And are you sure that this is something you actually want to do? Are you sure that you're able to do this?
Mhm.
Maybe we'll try something easier. And again, it's like voices are being downplayed because it's not direct ableism or racism that we're doing, but it is like this kind of like innate subconscious subtextual thing where it's very first forward in our mind where we're not giving it a second thought. It's just like automatic in our responses. And we just need to like stop, figure out why did I say that, and then like think, what do I need to say? What should I actually be saying? Stop
Yeah.
talking and shut up is what I'm saying.
Be able to think about it, what you're actually talking about. But I really enjoyed that you went very much more in depth with disabled individuals. I haven't had anyone on stream who has made, you know, those points as well. They haven't really touched so much on the object of infantilization for a lot of disabled individuals.
Yeah, and
And
you
now I'm
know,
bald.
like I don't blame anyone for like not directly thinking about that like first thing right out the gate because it's something that we probably don't want to think about,
Hmm.
especially those of us who are like able-bodied and don't want to, like cause any like stir or anything. It's something that can cause like an anxiety for people to talk about, but it's up to us and it's up to other people to actively like go out and say these things
Hmm. Hmm.
so that way other people can recognize and see, yeah, this is happening. These are real people, but what we're doing is we're not allowing them to be real people because we're just telling them, you can't do that because you're different. We have to do something different for you,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that's othering. Like othering is like what we normally see within the queer community as being said, like, oh, drag queens are evil. They're turning our children. They are these others that are like evil and horrible in the community. That, like, to them, that's othering. That's demonizing us. But
Hmm.
othering can also just be, like saying, you can't do this. You can't be a normal person because you're different. Therefore, we need to make sure that you're able to do these things instead because it's so much easier for you. And that's unfair to them. That's unfair to anyone.
I totally agree, and I'm so glad that you're bringing up a lot of these points as well, because I know that for many people that this is it can be uncomfortable to talk about just because when we talk about different people and different ethnicities and able-bodiedness and non-able-bodiedness, people can become shy about it, where they feel like, oh, can I talk about this? But now it's the same question yet again, but this time for individuals who do not identify with their birth gender.
God, I feel like I've already said it. But it's gonna be me. I'm sorry. It's gonna be me repeating like what I've been saying. But just fuck off if you think otherwise because the entire point of like pride and being within the queer community is like the differences that we have and being able to you know open ourselves with those differences because the issue especially with like how queer folk and LGBT people are dealing with like the issue right now is that we're being seen as othering. Hey, there's the word again, folks. Stop othering within our own community because it's the same shit that they're doing against us. I think like once more people are realizing that just like attacking folks or just like not like disagreeing with them and saying that it's because it's like weird, it's because it's freaky. I touched my microphone cable and I went out. I went dark for a second. Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. I was like,
I'm impassioned.
I'm glad. I'm really, really happy that you're bringing up
But
all these points, and I really, really appreciate it. And I want to thank you for being as
yeah,
open as you are right now as well.
yeah. So what I was saying before my microphone rudely interrupted me, homophobic ass cord, is that we need like I'm a furry. And like I've have to deal with so much shit as a furry already. Like not just outside of the furry community, but also inside the furry community because there's so much bullshit. The furry community, the queer community, there's shit. And fucking stop with the shit. Shut up and actually think about what you're saying half the time. And it's like, people like me are called, oh, you're a fucking zoophile. And it's like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm an anthropomorphic animal persona on the internet dressed in a polo shirt and cargo shorts. Why do you think this? Just fucking stop it. And it's so easy to just like scream and say stop it, but it's also like you need to also impart. You need to make sure people hear you. If you have the platform, if you have the ability to say it to people who are going to
Mhm.
listen to you, then fucking say it.
Exactly. I feel like that's one of the reasons why. For me, I like to use my what platform I have. You know, whether some may see it as larger, some may see it as smaller. I feel like having a voice like this enables us to speak up about a lot of issues that we don't necessarily want to talk about. A lot of the conversations that we have can be a lot harder. Also, hi Mossy, thank you. Can be a little bit harder, but I feel like the conversations that need to be had so that people
Yeah.
can become educated, so that they're not making ignorant comments like that, you know?
You need to be able to recognize why it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Because if it makes you feel uncomfortable because you don't like talking about it, because, oh, it makes me, feel upset, or I don't think I have the right to talk on it. If you don't think you have the right to talk on it, educate yourself. So that way you can talk on it respectfully to people. And, if it makes you uncomfortable, then you're realizing that you have a privilege, because if you're able to look away and you're able to stop acknowledging it and make yourself feel better by participating in other things, you're just still perpetuating a cycle. You
Mhm.
need to learn so that way you can break that cycle. And so that way you can actually help people so they're not in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, so you don't have to acknowledge it.
Period. So, with all this being said, taking a look back more at what pride means and about our past selves, and do you think that if you could write a letter to your younger self, what would you say?
I would say tell people to fuck off more. God, I would let myself know that you can speak up for yourself. You don't have to step aside when someone shoots you down because you don't want to be confrontational. I'm not naturally confrontational. I'm trying to deal with the fact that I need to speak out against certain people and tell them to just shut the fuck up or to just fuck off. And I think we definitely need to be able to tell ourselves that within certain situations. So that way we don't have to feel like we always need to be under someone's boots. We're allowed to just say no. We're allowed to fully identify with ourselves, and we don't need anyone else to confirm. And if they try to deny us, fuck them. Who are they to deny us? They're not allowed to deny us. They're not allowed to tell us anything because it's our choice. It's our identity. It's our name. It's our pronouns. They're not being forced to take those on. They're not getting forced to transition. They're not being forced to kiss other men or women or non-binary people. They're All they have to do is say, "Oh, okay, that's your name now. I'll just use that name." Sorry, you said you wanted to use she, her pronouns? Oh, but they, them is good too? Okay, that's fine. I don't understand the they, them pronouns, but I'll try to. Or, you don't even have to understand the they, them pronouns. You just have to know that they're pronouns and that they work like pronouns because that's how English language works. You dense motherfuckers. If English majors have to argue with you that you don't know what you're talking about when you're saying they, them aren't pronouns, maybe you should step back because one of you has a degree and one of you doesn't. Fuck. Sorry. I'm good. I'm breathing. I'm playing Stardew. I'm relaxing. I'm chill maxing.
Let's light it up. Teamwork is. Things are about to get dicey.
Oh my god, I was muted when I was talking. I was like, hello?
I saw you talking, and I'm like, I'm wondering if like you're talking to your mom or something. But I didn't want to like say anything. Sorry. Is it time to die from embarrassment yet?
Yes, honestly. So I was saying, first of all, I was thanking you again, for being so open and honest. But secondly, I was asking you the next question, which is, what are your hopes for the queer community?
I hope we get our fucking shit together. It's so fucking. It can be so annoying, especially like coming from like a VTuber side, right? It can be like really exhausting just seeing like all the shit that happens. Fucking call out posts every other week. We get people trying to stir up drama by saying like a really asinine, controversial take.
Mm.
Again, it's just shut up and think about what the fuck you're saying. And I think you'll realize you don't have to say half the stuff you're thinking of. And there are some things that we don't need to talk about. There are some things that we definitely don't need to be saying like, oh, why aren't we talking about this? Because that's kind of an obvious thing why we shouldn't be talking about that.
Mm.
Like there's a reason common sense is dictating why we don't say that. Hey, why don't we have just like independent streaming services? We have it there have been. They have not worked because it turns out that a lot of them were pretty shitty people behind the scenes.
Mm.
But I really do think that we can definitely improve ourselves just by kind of like listening to other people, especially within like the POC, disabled, and trans spheres, because this is primarily for folks within the LGBT circle who are apparently having an issue recognizing that they can step back and have someone else of a different walk of life talk and say, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this because like this is kind of insensitive towards people like me. And instead of brushing it off like, oh well, you're in the minority, we just go like, oh shit, you're right, that is actually pretty bad, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Mm. Also, thank you so much, Serenity, for the follow. Welcome to the Cover Kid and the Bear Who Cares Too. It's nice to meet you. Welcome in. What does pride mean to you?
Because I've never really attended like pride parades or pride in general, I don't really have any kind of like stake in the claim.
Well, pride
However,
meaning more just like the term of pride,
Yeah.
or like LGBT, rather than the
Yeah.
festivals and everything.
Yeah, what I was getting to was like, for me, what it means is to be able to have like community, to be able to actually have people that you can talk to be to have like all these open social spheres, so
Mhm.
that way you don't feel like you're alone. Because that one of like the major issues is isolation. Because like some of us aren't able to be within like actual distance of each other to where we can like easily reach out, talk, and all that. And that can be really isolating, especially in households where, you know, parents like living situations, maybe just the city that they live in, where it's like very oppressive with its laws and stuff,
Mhm.
as far as like kind of closeting you almost, denying your gender identity, like a lot of the shit with like Florida and like several other states that are also passing all these laws, kind of like banning all this shit and like almost outlining like this kind of care for these people, and it sucks. But Pride is something where we have people who we can talk to help support us, to help
Mhm.
introduce the ability to reach out and see what we can do, to give assistance, financial or emotional, to just give fucking cooking tips. Because what, some of you fucking gay people out here, I'm speaking as a queer myself, some of us need to realize you don't have to always have hot pockets, Jack in the Box, and pizza pockets. Like, you guys are able to cook a good meal even if it's using very simple ingredients and very low effort techniques. There are YouTube videos out there. Go to YouTube, type in food wishes, watch some Chef John videos, learn how to cook yourself a nice chicken breast, or maybe be able to bake a nice loaf of bread.
This
Are you
feels
gonna do
very
it?
personal.
I am very I'm sorry. Once I start getting into food, I get really passionate about it. Learn how to fucking cook. Learn how to cook something simple. Learn how to make a good fried egg. I don't care. As long as you make it, realize that you're capable of making something. Just like you can make something out of yourself and your identity, make something with your own hands. And by the way, I understand that there are situations to where limitations on food, cooking utensils, and all that are there. I feel for you. I've been in those situations. For those of you who are capable and able to do so, try cooking something. I actually do not support Joshua Wiseman. I do not want to get into that. I do not want to elongate this tangent any further. Anyway, that's what I want to say.
How do you envision the LGBT community evolving within the next few years?
I do hope that I do have a positive, optimist outlook on a lot of things. So my vision is positive in that we are starting to move in a better direction, to where we stop trying to cause all these internet drama style types of like segregation of each other. Like the entire like stint that we had where there were people like denouncing non-binary people, saying you can't be trans because you don't appear feminine or masculine enough, saying you can't be gay unless you've like actively dated a single guy. You're not you're not asexual, you're just sexually broken, so on and so forth. All these tired tropes that we keep putting out there that get put out there by these absolute shitlords who don't even deserve a platform to like be able to speak out on. I do hope to see that we are able to push ourselves further and recognize shit once we smell it.
What are some misconceptions that you believe people think about the LGBT community?
Uh, well, I mean, first off, the child predation accusations. Like, I think that's just like a very common attack, though, upon anybody that they don't agree with. And I think another misconception, although not like harmful directly to people, I do think it still like applies a stereotype, is the sassy gay guy friend. Uh, if you've watched any media from like the 90s to 2010s, you know automatically what I'm talking about. Where it's the one guy that the girl has the friends with, and she's able to take him to the club. They're able to shit talk other men, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just one of the girls, and I can like sass talk with the best of them." I think we need to like get rid of that trope. There are people who are like that with their personality. I'm not saying that those people need to stop. What I'm saying is we need to stop the stereotype. Because I do think that stereotypes, although some are comedic, can apply like an ideal within like normal social circumstances with people.
Mhm.
Kind of like how we have a lot of racial stereotypes, especially through media, where we have like all Hispanic folk are essentially working out in the fields like during the summer and spring months, or a lot of them uh have like so many children because they end up like Catholic, and Catholics are known for having like a ton of children. And stereotyping through that way can like cause a lot of like negative and harmful viewpoints, especially because like a lot of these are general tropes made by white people who are like putting these out. Because like, yeah, you get a lot of just like people being like, oh no, like I know how like your people act, and then you just kind of like pause and you're just like, what? I'm sorry, your people? Oh yeah, just like I know how gay people act. I've seen like all the TV shows. Somebody assumes they know how black people act in real life is because they watched one Tyler Perry movie, and you can see like what kind of person they are.
What's the most difficult conversation you've had to have about your sexuality and or identity?
Remember how I opened up
Mm.
the start of this talking about my ex and me being aromantic?
Mm.
Yeah, I think that was the hardest. Being told, like, not like directly to my face, but being told over text, like, I don't think you're this. I think you're just dealing with issues because your mother didn't love you. And being told that really kind of like puts a damper on it, where I started to kind of question, am I like just taking a title for the sake of a title, or do I actually feel this way? And that kind of like really fucked me up for a couple months, like questioning myself before I kind of just like decided, no, you know what? I'm not gonna question this. I'm not gonna force myself to deny myself this. I am gonna stick with it, and I'm
Mm.
gonna follow through with it because, yeah, like being, I don't know, like entrusting to tell someone something about yourself, and then them just like trying to call off, saying, "Oh, no, no, it doesn't sound right." It sucks.
Have you ever witnessed or handled any sort of discrimination for being a part of the LGBTQ community?
Directly or in general?
In general.
Hmm. I get, not really, but the issue is like as well is that those within kind of like my sphere, like where I live, don't really have like a whole lot of people who are open like that.
Mm.
Especially because, like I said, I live in kind of like uh, sort of like the conservative belt of California.
Mm.
Blue state, red ideals. Am I right, gamers?
Oh my god.
Uh, but yeah, no, it's definitely. I'm not gonna say like there hasn't been, but I have never been like directly in view or have seen any like that.
How do you navigate staying true to your identity while maintaining societal expectations, if you do?
I mean, first off, I became a VTuber not just because of mental illness, but also because of my own identity. Uh, I think that helps a lot. Within like real life, although I am gender fluid in my idea, but I do still like present as Mask.
Mhm.
So like that doesn't like change any actual like visualization or visual depiction of me in day-to-day life. So I am a white male. I am privileged within my ability to be able to easily mask myself within society and like get past it.
Mhm.
And honestly, like it kind of sucks. Like I would like to be able to freely just like feel confident and comfortable to express myself without having to think of people looking at me like I'm some kind of degenerate freak that shouldn't be allowed within a distance of a school just because I'm a large hairy guy with a beard who
Mhm.
may want to like I don't know wear a dress or maybe I want to go out and I want to like put a wig on and have just like a nice set of like locks during the winter, not any other time outside of winter because I am not wearing a wig in 80-degree weather in California. Fuck that shit. But I do see and I do recognize that I am capable of passing off as like normal within
Mhm.
society. And I do still want to just like maintain with the people that I do interact with and people who like see my streams or like talk to me that I'm gender fluid, I'm
Mhm.
pansexual, I'm aromantic, I'm queer, like I'm open, and I want you to recognize and see that this is like a place where you can be
Kisa!
that.
Mhm.
And that's all. Go ahead.
Sorry, we just got a raid.
No, I saw.
Welcome in, raiders. Hello, Charlie. Would you like to welcome in our raiders for us? Welcome in, raiders. Hello, hello, hello. If you don't know who I am, my name is the Funky Ed Chunky Chewunky, and I am here today with Gate Snipe. We're doing a Pride interview. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, welcome in, everyone. I usually play FPS games like Overwatch 2, Apex Legends, Valorant, Fortnite, etc. I'm also partial to other games like Genshin Impact, Cookie Run Kingdom, Code of the Lamb, Dungeons and Dragons, and Pokemon. I'm also a pixel artist. I do pixel art emotes, sub badges, overlays, etc. Welcome in, everyone. Hi, how you doing? Kate, would you like to introduce yourself to our raiders?
Hi, I'm tired. I've been ranting for a while. I was not told to stop, and I'm starting to drain that battery, baby. I'm a furry PNG tuber. I'm a Binturong, and I play whatever the fuck I want.
Weird. Weird. I'm gonna keep letting you go too. You want to go on a tangent? You go. I'm not the one to stop. I like listening. Continuing onwards though, have you ever dealt with internalized homophobia and or transphobia?
I definitely think at a certain point, I did have just like kind of like the stereotypes, especially within like viewing trans people before I actively like started participating within the community and talking to real people.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, that's also just kind of like, oh, I grew up with like how pretty much like a lot of people grow up with like a lot of media involving like where we only see like these stereotypes of these people.
Hmm.
And then just like actually talking to folks and like seeing real trans people, you start to realize, oh, you know what? These are just normal ass people.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are just regular.
This is
So
normal
I
folks.
so I definitely have like dealt with it when I was younger. I
Mhm.
do think like God, I think I definitely got out of it in my 20s, early 20s. And then like it was really bad during middle school, of course. I think middle school is probably like the worst for a lot of people, especially
Mhm.
in like like the earlier thousands.
Mhm.
Uh
Definitely, I can see that.
I'm very glad that I have like fully grown out of that and that I'm able to be more comfortable, especially with like my own identity within it and everything.
Mhm. Mhm. Hi, Kizo! Thank you for the raid! If you need a raid and run, please feel free to do so. That goes for raidees as well. If you guys need to go and head off, I completely understand. I promise your community is in very good hands. We're having a good stream, Just being super prideful. Oh, this is a good one. How do you think allies can support the LGBT more effectively, in your opinion?
First off, shut up. Hey, cishet people, you need to learn to shut up a bit more and actually listen. Like, a lot of my issues with people trying to be allies is that they're trying to perform like this white knight saviortude like half the time, right? And what they want is they want the recognition and the praise saying to be like, well, I defended my gay friend today. Cool, you're supposed to do that every day because they're your friend, right? Yes, well, he's gay though. Do you get extra praise for defending your mom? What? No. It's like, well, then why do you need extra praise defending your friend? Just do it every single day.
Hmm.
I definitely like allyship has been seen as kind of like this coveted title to be like, I support the LGBT, although I would never live their lifestyle. I do like support them. It's like, no, you don't support them. All you do is like put yourself up on a pedestal so that way when other people see you, you can say, yeah, I'm pro LGBT. It makes me look good because it shows that I'm helpful.
Hmm. Oh, you were playing some Phasmo? Got all this. There's a new Phasmo map. I suck at Phasmophobia. I suck at Phasmophobia so bad.
Is it juggling all this stuff or do you just get too scared?
I don't know what I'm doing half of the time.
You're supposed to say the ghost's name every single chance you can get, so that way
Yeah,
it comes out and you can get the
yeah.
pictures.
Hi, Tiger. Thank you for the lurk. Love you, mean it. Continuing onwards.
Onward.
Onwards. We are also almost done with our questions. I just wanted to give that a little heads up so that we know where we're at the moment. So, and so you don't get too tired.
No, I'm fine. I'm an endurance streamer. I'm good for lasting for long spouts of time.
Oh, I like to hear that. You should have told me about you. Yes, please. I really suck at the game. I don't know what half of the items do. How can companies ensure that they are supporting the LGBT community year round and not just during Pride?
Maybe they should actually start giving money towards these charities, especially not only during Pride. I think that if they actually want to show
Hello?
My fat ass calf touched the microphone cable again. I think if a corporation really wants to show that they want to like, I don't know, like actively support and like interact with the community,
Mhm.
put up or shut up. I think like a lot of my talks involving people like supporting the community and like supporting others is just to shut up. But for corporations, I really do think that if they actually want to like make any kind of like change or do anything, they
Mhm.
actually should just like put their money where their mouth is and like actively show that they're willing to support and fund and like put all this towards the charity. As much as like I am against the overall point of capitalism, I do think that in our current society, like how we are set up, if you want to show that, money does talk,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Mhm. It do.
So
It do. It got a little mouse on it. I seen it.
you gotta just like actually start putting it forward. Stop just saying shit. Actually like put shit forward.
I can queer. I can queer. Hi, Bobby. How you doing? Um, who do you consider to be your biggest role model within the LGBT community, if you have one?
My friend Dearmid, she is she like really helps me see that there's like a whole lot to everything. She's also like very unashamedly open about her queerness too, and I really love that about them.
Mhm.
Like honestly, I'm very glad to have met them when I started streaming, and that I actually stuck around to know them more. Really good friend, and I really do appreciate her.
Oh, that's really sweet. I love when we're able to give shout outs, especially to friends. What local or online communities do you find to be most supportive to the LGBT?
Who I do think that within like certain spheres, at least like with streaming, we do have like a small if not a good number of like openly queer and supportive communities. Um a streamer I follow, Arlie Darkfire, I do know that she's very open and very like supportive within the community as well.
Mhm.
And like especially like this year, she has uh done essentially kind of like a marathon kind of
Mhm.
stream event where it's like fully promoting for like Trans Lifeline and all that. And it's really good to see, especially even if it's just like individual folks like putting all these people together and joining in a cause to help support all of us.
Mhm. That's nice. I feel like also like from my experience, a lot of the furry community online has been very, very helpful. As well as a lot of the art community too.
Hmm.
Of
Yeah,
course, you go get your cuddles.
the furry community always has its hangups. I will never not fault it for the issues it
Mm-hmm.
does have
It does
uh
has.
does has, yes, does has.
Does
But
has.
I do appreciate, seeing the ones that aren't like we still have to deal with like a lot of issues. Like there are bootlickers within the furry community. There are conservative furries and they still
I've
baffle me.
seen them. I was like,
And
what the hell?
yeah, we still have issues. We're obviously still human to a degree. Uh but like yeah, no, it is good because the furry community is really open to queerness, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad for that. Like it being a furry first before I like started identifying with like other identities,
Mhm.
definitely made me a lot more comfortable with like the idea of just like openness within it,
Mhm.
especially like within the realm of like sexual like fetish and kink and all that too, because I think that one thing that we need to be less ashamed about is like kink and fetish in like queer stuff.
Mhm. Now it is time for a role reversal. Do you have any questions about LGBT whatever's for little old me?
Hmm. Okay, yeah, I got something. How do you feel about yourself now?
Now that what? Just now in
Now.
general?
No, just now. How do you feel about yourself now? Just like everything, your identity, your choice, your sexuality, everything. How do you feel about yourself?
My sexuality and my identity, I feel very comfortable and I love myself. I think, especially I love that portion of myself. I love that I'm not afraid to be out there and to be queer and meddle with gender, and wear what people may perceive as feminine clothing, etc., etc. Um, I'm not super happy with my body at the moment because I just broke my chair and it gave me a lot of discomfort. Because I thought that I may have possibly broken it from my weight. But other than that, I am very positive with my body and my affirmations. I like to tell myself that I'm beautiful every day. Um, which I hope I'm beautiful.
Well, there you go. That's good. See, it's all about like learning comfort, being able to say that, looking at yourself, see where you are, and being able to say, yeah, you know what? I'm happy with myself. Like, I'm genderqueer. I look at myself, I'm still a very masculine body. I look down at my gut, I like play with my stomach, I see it like roll around and be this big rotund thing, and then I like think to myself, yeah, no, I'm happy with this.
Hmm.
I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with how I'm identifying myself. I love being able to hear people use the different pronouns whenever they like talk with me.
Mhm,
Like friends actively like switching around because I don't have any preference.
mhm.
People being able to just like look at me and say, "Oh yeah, no, that's a gay thing,"
Okay,
and it's great.
hi Moon, welcome back. I love that. For our final little tidbit, do you have mayhaps anything that you want to give a shout out to? You're doing a subathon soon, maybe a birthday, any events happening, rebrands, anything like that. The floor is yours to give full shout outs.
God, imagine me rebranding, taking away the only thing that actually made me unique when I started streaming. What do you mean you're no longer a bear cat? That was your entire shtick. Well, yeah, I do have my birthday coming up. Next week, July 2nd, is my birthday.
Hello,
Uh,
Cancer!
Cancer. Yeah, we're emotional
Let's
bitches.
go.
Let's fucking
Let's go.
go.
I'm July
Uh,
16th.
yeah, I know. I have a friend who's like July 1st, like one day before me.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be doing anything like weird or big or special. I'm just gonna be streaming. I don't necessarily like my birthday, but I do still want to stream and I want to like have people like be around and just hang out with me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, besides that, I've just been streaming the DLC for Elden Ring,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that some people are probably avoiding spoilers for that, but I am on the final boss. So I think tomorrow I'm just gonna tackle my fate. I'm just gonna smash my face against that brick wall for like several hours until I finally win.
Oh yeah.
Because
I
that's how I
believe in you.
That's how I generally tackle things. I just keep going at it until my brain tells me to shut down.
I think you got this. I think you're gonna do it. You're gonna go in tomorrow. It's not even gonna take you like, it's gonna take you like 12 seconds, and you're just gonna be like, bing bang bong.
If it takes 12 seconds, I'm ending the stream right there.
But thank you so much for being my guest today, Gay.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course, of course. We have a little pride raid. We're gonna go over to one of our friends today. Speaking of birthdays, it is actually their birthday today.
Oh my god.
Happy birthday! This is the very first, this is the first stream message for if you are a follower. This is for if you are subscribed. Thank you everybody for coming into the Cup Arcade yet again for a fantastic time. We're gonna be going over and we're gonna be rating Mossy. They're very, very lovely, very, very sweet. A young bean that I have found recently. And it's just a picture of your face.
Oh boy. That's a childish glee if I've ever heard it.
I had the screen still up, and when you ended this shared screen, it was just your face.
Oh no.
It was funny. It was funny. It was funny.
Oh, was it my draw over of the Alvin and the Chipmunks doll?
I think it's whatever your profile picture was, and I was like, "What is
Yeah.
that? What is going on?"
So the live action Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, the one where he holds up like the really shitty Alvin chipmunk doll, I
Mhm.
drew over it and I just drew it as myself.
I love that. I love that for you. That is so wonderful. That is beautiful. Well, anyway, we are going to be getting going. We're going to be going over to Mossy's stream. Please make sure to copy the proper raid message